I think that was for us.
Friends, Copa, countrymen, we have come to mourn the passing of a giant, the jewel in the Disney Plus crown, the show that launched a streaming service has passed and has become a Lizzo-sized turd. Greetings and welcome to Roman of the Empire. I am your host, Roman. Tonight we are talking about The Mandalorian, Season 3, and the Death of Hope. With me, as always, is my co-host, my wingman, Shieldwall of Dragons. How are you tonight, brother?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Yeah, this is going to be... Well, I've got a lot to go over tonight on this show. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me on. And hello to the chat. Let's do this thing.
Let's do this thing. Right on, right on. Back with us, despite her best instincts, is our good friend, Untameable Mando. Welcome back to the stream. How are you tonight?
I am doing well. I am doing well, besides the carnage that is my brain cells after recapping all of season 3 in one day, because I'm a masochist.
I can't believe you did that. I'm in awe and horrified all at the same time.
I wanted to make sure I was prepared, and I was also reading 1984 at the same time, so I'm like, so this is the end of the world.
Yeah.
This is the end, man.
So she's clinically insane now.
This is true.
Yeah. I just can't believe you did it. My brother of the spirits, a man of my own era, it is Pops. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks, man. Glad we're going to spend some time talking about what felt like a kidney stone passing. But I'm more than happy to suffer alongside many of you, and let's just share with more of you out there in chat. Appreciate it.
Right on, right on. He is the scourge of Gotham, the nemesis of the Dark Knight, and he's a lovely human being. He'll always bring a smile to your face. It is our good friend, Joker Voice. How are you tonight, my friend?
Hello. I think after the thrashing this show will get from this panel, I think we can all agree Jason Todd got off easy.
Yeah, no lie. Easier than we did as viewers of this show. It's like a kidney stone.
Awesome. That's my analogy for it. I think it's pretty good.
It is. No, you're right. It's a kidney stone. It's slow. It's painful. And when it's over, you're just happy that it's done.
Little blood, little tears might have been shed. Yeah, yep. I think it's all pretty much, fair enough.
I lost some brain cells that I'll never get back, but
again,
that time you're never getting the time back.
The only thing
again, Jason Todd.
The only thing that's different between this and a kidney stone is you don't have to pee in a strainer afterwards to make sure it passed.
Wait, you guys didn't have to pee in strainers after you guys? What's the last episode? That was just me.
You guys don't pee in strainers just for fun?
I don't even know what we're talking about now.
I might have to leave for a minute to figure out why I peed in the strainer. Yeah, I might need a minute, so hold on.
Oh my God.
I am now thankful to be a lady because I don't have to pee in a strainer.
How dare you assuming our genders, Roman?
I'm sorry. My apologies.
If you want to make sure that it passed out all the way.
I know my ESG score probably dropped over the last several minutes. He is author, screenwriter, soon to be father, man about town. He's too fucking good to wear his glasses on my stream. He is Copa Catania. Welcome to the stream, my friend.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd say throw a poll in the chat and see if they want to see my ugly mug or not. I'm keeping my mask on tonight, unlike some other Mandalorians. Whatever.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm wearing my glasses. It pushes the glasses into my face.
Yeah, my
That
glasses
used to be the
fog
way.
up. Yeah.
It really does, though.
It used to be the way. Wearing your helmet used to be the way.
Untamed Mando. Untamed
Don't worry.
Mando is just not a child of the Watch. That's all.
That's true. I am not part of the cult. I
Look, I
refuse to be
saw-
part of the cult.
I saw season 3. Rules go in and out the window whenever convenient. Right now, it's convenient for you to not wear the helmet. Therefore, you don't have to wear the helmet. I
Well,
understand this now.
It's right in her name, Untamed.
Right.
And Jana,
But that implies I can read.
and Jana, we want Copa's head. Isn't that how you got pregnant?
Sweet mother of God.
Yeah. It was just the tip, but it still
Just-
happened.
Thank you.
This is how it
Roman, you lost.
This is
You
how it
lost
starts.
us. It's gone.
It's already go.
So,
Hi, honey.
so let's dive into this hot fucking mess that was I liked season 1 and season 2.
Might I
And I
add
know a lot of
something
people,
here?
yeah, go ahead.
Season 1 and season 2 had an audience approval score on Rotten Tomatoes of 92 and 91%. This season,
Very respectable.
50.
Woof. Well,
And
you
that's
know,
what-
but I get it. You know, that's not like a surprise. It's
And that's a significant, and that's with a significant drop off in viewership, where the zealots of the show are still sticking around, and by zealots I mean Disney shills.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, there are people out there who are still defending this season.
Oh yeah, they're in my
season-
comment section.
And it's
Mine
like,
too.
how about you straight up fuck off? You are admiring shilling for something that isn't good. It's it's not even like objectively or middle of the road. This was bad, sad writing. Season 1 and 2, good. End of season 2, and I think we are all in agreement on this. And I think this is the way it was actually intended to end. Grogu's little green ass was gone. He was off with Luke, doing
Where he
Jedi
was
Scout
supposed
shit in
to
the woods.
be.
And then they fucked that up. And then brought him back in Boba Fett. Fuck off, Boba Fett. And then we were stuck with him for season 3.
And not
And
surprising.
still no.
Not surprising. Seasons 1 and 2, Jon Favreau was in charge of this of this entire project. In that 2-year break, all of a sudden, Dave Filoni gets a promotion, and Dave Filoni is now the boss because he is now executive creative director for Lucasfilm. He's in charge of all the stories. So, again, I'm not saying there's a correlation, but
See, I want to push back on what Static just said. It was just brought up, and the fact of the matter is like, yeah, I know that the current generation looks like they have ADD built into their brains, but the fact of the matter is that if you give them good content and good product, they will sit and watch. They'll watch 10 hours straight without going to sleep. They'll listen to Joe Rogan for 3 hours,
Yeah,
3.5 hours straight if it's good content. This is what do you call it? The exact opposite of doing that.
Well, like I have normie friends that actually like stuff that they shouldn't like, which like they like the Rings of Power kind of normie friends that I almost thought about revoking my friendship with them. They didn't like this season. They were like, it's boring. I don't care for it. And they're Disney shills, like hardcore Disney shills. And so I'm like, oh, what don't you like about this season? They were like, it's boring. I'm like, oh.
So this
like
is,
everything else.
I was just going to say, this is the whole point, though, of the show, why we can find value in season 3, because like Untamed Mando, I'm with you. Like each crappy thing that Hollywood keeps producing is our opportunities for new normies to keep waking up. Like the Mando season 3 is definitely a wake up call because some people are like, I didn't really watch Boba Fett. I didn't know what was going on.
Oh,
There's
Lord.
different. So this is our opportunity to go, listen, have you seen this show or have you watched this? Have you watched It's our opportunity to start pushing them into things that are good and questioning them on why they like certain things. Like you said, well, what did you like about that? Why did you like this? And when you start asking their questions in the right way, their brains snap and they're like, so you were saying, Roman, it's like we got rid of Grogu and he's back. And I'm like, so one of my first questions after episodes 1 and even 2 was, why are we doing any of this? No one has explained what Mando's point of staying in the cult is. Like he went and got the kid. He gave up everything to get the kid back. And he also know why he's doing all of this.
He also could be a Mandalorian. He wouldn't be a child of the freaking Watch cult, but like he would still be a Mandalorian.
Yeah, because they don't all follow the Death Watch
creed.
No, the children of the Watch. The children of the Watch. Because
who cares? He's a freaking bounty hunter.
Their Death Watch is their proper name.
No,
they're Death Watch.
No. Bo-Katan's group are the remnants of Death Watch.
Oh God, it's getting nerdy in here.
But she left Death Watch to form like the Night.
Because the Night Owls was her. The Night Owls was her specific division of assassins when she was second in command of Death Watch.
I just don't care about any of that.
Yeah, and
that's the thing.
None of it's on. None of it matters.
If I have to be like well versed in your mythos as a normie, then your show's not going to work. If I have to watch 2 or 3 other shows to figure out what's going on in the show that I was watching, your show can fuck right off.
Well, that's the entire MCU now. If you didn't watch all their Disney Plus shows, you have no clue what's going on in any of their movies.
Agreed.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
What's the common theme here between Marvel and
Disney.
Star Wars?
Disney.
Right.
Disney. Here's the biggest fail for this season, and really for the entire Mandalorian show in general, is that every once in a while it has like a beam of light through the cloud that says, look, man, that would have been awesome if they would have extrapolated on
some good writing.
Right. It had a good action scene or something. Yeah, but it's like 50 people wrote this show without talking to each other. And
it's not even that, Shield. It's like Chat GPT wrote this show.
Yes, there it is. That's what I was going to say too.
It is smarter than
I actually
version 1 or
no.
something.
What would this action hero do?
I think that he actually may have used AI to write some of this, because I've played around with Chat GPT as like a dictation thing, like give me an outline for this and give me an outline for that. And I'm like, wait a minute.
God.
The way it adds exposition that you don't need and it just randomly says things, I'm like,
right.
Wow, this is like Mando filler stuff. I'm going to fly around with Baby Yoda on my lap and talk to him about what everyone is seeing. It's so dumb.
And it's no coincidence that the WGA just recently, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, okayed Chat GPT and other AI writing software into the WGA, and the writers can use it. So that tells me right there they've been doing this before.
Right.
They've been doing this for a while.
And this
10,000 subs, here we come, baby. That's what I hear. That's what I heard.
And this is what and I don't know if I know that some of us here might think the same thing as me, but I think Jon Favreau has checked out. I think he's writing out his contract and waiting for that no compete clause to end, and then he's gonna head it off and go make films with James Gunn.
Yeah, the fuck anywhere else would be where I would choose to be. Hey, let's. I'm gonna talk. We got the chat out there. Let's make sure we got everybody. So of course we have our good friend Zax, Static 2020. My dear friend Nosferatu the Vampire, thank you for hanging out as always. Subtle Deviancy, always dropping very peculiar comments, but I love you.
He does that.
Jana is in the house. Where'd you go? Jana is right there. She's the only person that loves Copa, and we respect her for it. Logical Spock is out there. Stephen Ransom only because he hasn't been following the series, is not here with us tonight. Bobby Wool, thank you for joining us. Lady Balefire and Whoopi Be Bad. So we have
And Lady B tried to blame me for being here. Listen, I'm not taking that side.
Oh yeah, she definitely threw you under the bus.
She did, and she backed over me like a freaking stunt double in that Last Jedi Praetorian Guard fight scene.
Oh my god. That whole thing with the cloning in this, I'm just like, I see where you're trying to freaking justify the sequel trilogy crap that we're getting.
Trying to?
Oh,
the Force is no longer metachlorians, it's anabolic steroids. You just inject it into people now.
Yep.
It's the wrong thing.
There's my fail. Oh yes, way to kick off a season, baby. Hail free
I
state of
hated
Florida.
that so freaking much.
Giant alligator.
And this
Lake
made the
Placid, baby. Rockin' Lake. Let's see those hashtag Lake Placids in the chat. Let's go, baby.
This made the story group so happy because they're like, oh my god, dinosaurs.
Well, it's not even
Like
that. I've never seen them create a character in Star Wars, like a creature that resembled anything on Earth, and that's the biggest problem I have with this.
This made me hate the writing starts off shit is the thing. You got the Mandalorians training on a beach where they've clearly been for like a minute, and they get attacked by giant fucking dinosaur and then all of their tactics are wrong. Every single thing they do is wrong and stupid.
That just makes me so upset because these are elite warriors. These are elite freaking warriors. Two of them should have been able to take this thing down.
Actually, you know what they should have done? They should have gone back to the fucking cave, let motherfucking Godzilla baby just kind of like, okay, nothing's here, and go back into the fucking water because it's not the only one. There are more of them clearly.
Well, it's not only that, the alligator never really makes it on shore, so they could have just backed up 5 feet and been safe and just, watched it.
Wait, before Joker, before you go, can we point out that this supposedly expert warrior group are a bunch of morons when it comes to real estate, location, where there's a giant alligator and a turkey dragon that snatches up their kids? Like,
that's
you guys are morons where you set up your base camp.
Do you like the Mandalorian is shooting a fireball at it?
And definitely
Dukin.
Yeah, that's terrific.
Definitely
shoot it in the eye. Shoot it like, oh my god, like why? Like there's so many of them that died needlessly because they grappled it, and then the thing, of course, what crocodiles do, they spin, and then they got the oh my god.
I hate the scene. Then Mando comes in and blows the motherfucker up.
And
which
as we will learn, but as we will learn later on, do not let Paz Vizsla's kid near the water because that's when all bad things happen.
Yes,
more or less.
Yeah,
he is a detriment to his name. Clan
That kid gets on the plane. Don't get on that plane. So Mando comes in, blows the motherfucker up, and then Paz is like, "You're an apostate. Why are you here?" And Mando's like, "Yeah, I got to talk to the
saved your life. I just saved your life. Shut up."
And then we have the redundant scene from Boba Fett, which drove me fucking insane, where she tells him he needs to go bathe in the waters under the mines of Mandalore.
But we have to explain this because some people might not have seen Boba Fett.
And you know what? They're better for it. I don't blame them for that, but I blame the writers for having to incorporate that into this. This episode was unnecessary. The entire episode was unnecessary. So she gives him that shit, and he's
on behalf of CGI alligators, I totally reject that presumption. I think we needed. And IG88, which is now IG 11, 12.
This is key jangling. This is key jangling. You Rebel fans, you Star Wars Rebel fans are you're gonna remember this if you saw Star Wars Rebels.
Believe me, there are some chats out there that like that's exactly what it was. Oh my god, Burgos! And I'm like,
it's the space whale. The return of the space whale.
You were so.
I gotta be honest,
easily
as someone
impressed.
who either hasn't watched enough Rebels recently or whatever, I watched this and went like, I just don't care. This was so dumb to me because I didn't get the reference. So that they can jangle keys all they want, but if it's so obscure that the normie couldn't get it, like I don't get.
Yeah, you only saw
like,
this animal in Rebels,
but I don't
only
give
in
a
Rebels.
shit.
Fucking space whales.
Wait, oh, you're talking about the squid things?
No,
In
the space
hyperspace?
whales.
Yep.
The space whales.
Yep.
That Ezra fucking rode off with at the end.
Yep, rode off into the sunset with Thrawn.
So romantic.
Oh.
You know, when I was out in this first episode, when the Mandalorians were just shooting at the water for practice, that was that's what I was like, all
Are
right,
you? I like started cussing. I was like, "What? What is this?"
well,
should've been
unless
using
they
the
weren't trying to
audio.
hone their skills and they were just having like a tailgate session, like they're from Alabama or something.
Woo!
Yeah,
Roll
exactly.
Tide.
Yep.
Wait,
I am lucky.
Pirates in this episode? Is episode 1 pirates?
Yeah,
that,
so they run into him.
I love Sigma the Sea Monster. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Joker. Go ahead.
There were moments. Right? There were moments during this entire season. I'm glad I had no one at my bar when I was watching this, because the one night I literally threw a glass ashtray across the bar and shattered it on a wall. I was so mad.
I mean, the gist here is fucking.
We want to drink in the school, but that's a school now. It's not
exactly.
It's not a
it's
bar
a school
anymore.
now.
Well, make it a bar. It's a school. It's a bar. It's a school. It's a bar. It's a school. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
The whole
then,
point, like, bro, like go
God.
some drink. The hell's wrong with you? And then Grogu eating more small creatures, of course. Oh,
Yes,
Grogu
the whole
eating
point of
things.
Mando going
Oh,
to
God,
Navarro
it's
was he wants to
That's crazy.
rebuild
That's crazy. That's joy voodoo. Oh, see, remember?
IG-11.
Oh, see,
IG-11.
you
Is
actually
the key to
like
everything.
you liked the sequel trilogy. You liked the sequel trilogy. These were cute. You liked them.
I hated this. I hated Grogu. I hated the rat. I hated this whole fucking thing. Yeah, they want to rebuild. He wants to rebuild IG-11 because he needs to go to Mandalore and have him test the atmosphere
For no reason.
This was dumb
For no
as
reason.
all
No,
Right.
there's
Yeah,
one
There's
line.
no reason for any of this.
There's one line where he used the term spelunking. So I was like going down in caves and stuff, which none of this is true, because when we take R5, and then he didn't even need to do it because he had a helmet depressurizing thing that happened in episode 3 or 4 or whatever. And then later we found out that the R2 units now have drones built into their heads. So we didn't even need to do all of that. So
Even R2
they actually
didn't.
undo
R5
themselves 4 levels deep.
So and even then,
I'm getting ahead.
So he needs to, because he needs IG-11 to take an atmospheric readout. Wouldn't you be able to do that from your ship? Because
It should be from the ship.
Yeah.
Because from your ship you could tell that there was a electromagnetic field that would act as a separation for comms. So couldn't you also get an atmospheric reading there,
You're thinking logically, Joker.
Or
You're thinking logically.
Stop it.
or
There is
does
no
But none of
logical
that
thinking in
matters.
The Mandalorian.
It ultimately doesn't matter because he
I
depressurizes
get
his helmet when he has to actually go out there. Remember, like it really
Right,
didn't matter because he just hits a button and he pressurizes his helmet. So we went through all of that for no reason.
This
But-
whole episode was for no reason. This
That's
entire
true,
episode
but-
was no reason.
It's
And
all a side
IG-11
quest, but it's all a side quest mission on the very first episode.
Well, it's a nonsensical side quest. It doesn't even tie. I mean, IG-11 has no value.
You know what it really is? This is what it really is. This is one giant recap episode where he just walks through all the recaps of Book of Boba Fett in previous seasons.
Yeah.
because
And Pirates.
because that one episode in Swamp Thing, because that one episode in Book of Boba Fett that was on that Halo ring to start with, that was supposed to be this episode.
Oh. That would have been better. That would have been better because actually those 2 episodes of Boba Fett, as out of place as they were better than most of the season of Mando.
They were supposed to be episode 1 and 2 of this show,
except for him reacquiring the fucking green football. That I hated.
Which that was the season finale of the Book of Boba Fett, and that is directly because of Kathleen Kennedy.
If this swamp creature thing just had one big white tooth in the middle of its mouth,
Sigmund the sea monster, baby.
Hey, listen, he's had time to get some dentistry work done.
Yep.
Listen, if you guys don't get the reference, you can just Google it on your own time. It's been brought up several times on my cartoon stuff on Saturdays.
I get it.
Sigmund the sea monster, baby.
He got all that dental work with all that pirate money.
Yes.
I hated that they needed to. So the pirates show up. IG-11 goes fucking Terminator. They decide they can't use him. They need to get another part to make him better. Fine.
Well, it doesn't even make sense because IG-11 has a self-destruct mechanism. It goes off.
Shouldn't even exist at
he
this
shouldn't
point.
exist anymore. What's the point of a self-destruct mechanism if you could just rebuild it?
They were desperate to bring back something from the prior seasons that people liked. Like in season 1, how badass he was, and he was like spinning around killing stuff. And they were like, "Oh, people remember him, right? So we'll bring him back, and then they'll be happy." But they totally misused.
I was not happy.
But that's the thing, though. They didn't even bring him back, Shield.
No,
they didn't even bring him back. They just teased that they're bringing him back. But the fact of the matter,
the plan, and then then somebody else wrote another episode or directed it or something, and decided
make it a baby carrier.
Right, they're just going to do whatever they want. And the biggest problem with this show is that they write stuff in for convenience. They don't even care about what the previous episode just told you what the rules were.
Right.
And
might I add that this season also is Kathleen Kennedy through her little acolyte Dave Filoni is further trying to humiliate Gina Carano because he said,
at the end,
because she's not here because she got promoted to special forces and escorted Moff Gideon off to trial. That's the first insult, and this season is an absolute. Oh, this made me so mad.
What the fuck?
So they killed her off.
Lady B, yes, that's
it only gets better. It only gets better.
Oh, I know.
Pirate King.
Yeah.
It's the Pirate King.
The Pirate
King.
Spoiler alert, Lady B. Later on in the season, right before he passes away, he grabs the helm wheel on the spacecraft. There is quite literally a pirate helm wheel.
Yeah, it's a pirate.
And he starts to take the ship down and crash it. It's that ridiculous.
I thought it was Pizza the Hutt's grandfather.
No, that's some moldy pizza, man. That is no way to talk about Pizza the Hut.
He's the vegan option for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's the veggie option.
That's
he's
veggie. That's great.
I still don't understand. Like, this dude got upset because like Mando and them killed like 2 or 3 of his low-level guys. Like, I'm going to destroy your planet because you shot a couple of my guys because they wanted some drinks.
Really?
But you want to talk about plot convenience? So they showcase how fast of a draw Mando is in the previous season when he kills all the pirates, or previous scene, and then in the next scene, IG-88 wakes up and he can't shoot him for the life of him.
He's crawling like.
He's like point blank range, and Mando can't even touch him. It's just all convenient.
Pass. It's not, it's just like a giant slug. I hated that they made the pirates so fucking, and we just talked about it, pirates
useless.
They're so piratey.
They went like Pirates of the Caribbean pirates. It's fucking stupid.
They have a straight up SME in this. They have a SME pirate in this too.
Well, my other problem with them is he's like, launch the fighters, and later on in the season they've got like 50 fighters coming out of this thing, but if you look at the top of it, it could only hold like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
right?
So I don't know where they're all coming from.
Yeah, so Mando just hits the fucking turbo button and jets out. That's it. That's the entire scene. he goes in to fight these guys who are, well, we got you this time, Mandalorian. And he hits the turbo button and he fucking is gone. And that's it. It's fucking useless. And goes and visits
Bo-Katan,
who clearly has a lot of time.
And this again made me really upset because from the Clone Wars and Rebels, I really like this character, and they have artificially inflated her to where she is girl boss now.
She was already girl boss. They didn't need to do this. They made her like mega super girl boss when she was like, she's a freaking Mandalorian. She does not need them to prop her up and saying, "Oh, look how great Bo-Katan is." She was Mandalore. She's freaking Mandalore.
Mando. Hey, Mando. Our fellow sisters in the chat, so we got to give her the
yes, Vex. I love Vex. She's not watching this. I've asked. Most people aren't though. We have a very I'd say elite panel, but I'd say punished panel tonight. Those of us who have endured this series.
Well, some of us spaced the episodes out. Others took 6 hours of their day today and watched it. So their brains are leaking out of the side of their head right now.
So the anger is still fresh because Bo-Katan was one of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars.
Wow, Pops.
Oh Lord!
I hated this scene. I hated how they presented her like this nasty, arrogant, scissoring hen sitting on her throne.
Yes,
I couldn't stand. I hated it so much.
Like the simple fact she's there because like she didn't get the Dark Saber and all of the Mandos left her.
Scissoring hands. Yes,
she would have beaten the living hell out of them. Like, oh, you think you're better than me? Okay, well, let's duke it out like Mandos.
Let's go. And instead of being, I have no friends now. I have no ship.
But again, none of the rules proved to matter because it was like, oh, we have to fight to change hands to the Dark Saber. I know you don't keep your helmets on. You really don't. But later on, they just break all these rules whenever they want to. Like the movie Tag had like their childhood rules of how they were going to play tag as adult men, and it's more complicated and complex than the rules of the Mandalorians. It's just so absurd how this show betrays itself.
Right. And this is another thing that I would get with that we see with the Marvel and later on in this thing that certain powers or whatever are only allowed to be used when the plot needs it, and then it is exactly what you need at that moment.
Well, the other thing, like this whole season, Grogu was trained by the Jedi.
Luke
Grogu
Skywalker
has force powers. Grogu could probably yeet half of the battalion with his finger, but most of the time he's just like cuckoo caca. Oh, I
hate that so much. I hate the infants.
By the end of this,
or less than a toddler.
By the end of episode 1 of this, because I was already kind of getting annoyed with him at the end of season 2. By the end of this first episode, I wish we could go back to episode 1 of season 1, and IG-11 shoots him in the face twice.
Well, the biggest thing is with all the rule changes, that was the most infuriating part. Is it'd be different if it was like from 3 seasons ago or some other show from 10 years before or a book or something that people are complaining about. This is literally in the same show. They'll break the rule in the literal same show that they just like
in the episode.
In the same episode.
Yeah. In the same episode.
And now they'll seriously, they broke the Dark Saber rule in the same episode of giving it to her.
That whole thing, they all know the rules. Right, so why wouldn't he have handed it over to her the second she saved him?
Because he says I didn't care about it. Oh, he doesn't care about it, so he just handed it over.
Oh, I forgot about this.
I don't want
this fucker flips everywhere. This is all they can do. This is all the puppeteers were trained for was flipping. Like, what can you do over here? Well, I can make him flip. What can he do over there? Well, he can flip over there too.
My biggest problem with Grogu is there's no character development whatsoever.
No,
He doesn't grow. He doesn't learn to talk. He can't.
No,
he can't
But
do
I
anything.
hate him. I 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 hate him. I
But
hate
he
him.
ends up saving. But he ends up saving the main character twice.
That's
in
the whole
finale.
point. Is he's a
So,
little pocket
there's
Deus
that,
Ex Machina. That's it.
If,
They could have at least
so
made him a
stupid.
cool one. Where's this force lightning? Why isn't he levitating around? Force lightning people spinning around like yelling with
Dude, he's supposed to be Yoda's like replacement. Yoda
Right.
was a beast. Yoda was a Jedi
Well, the
master at
problem
100
is
years
he
old.
Is an infant. He cannot
doesn't matter.
speak. He can barely walk. He can press a button and say yes or no and walk around in a robot suit.
Krang.
And he can flip and make the Invisigirl
facts.
from the
Wow.
Incredibles shield over people.
Speaking of Incredibles, Jack is a better character than him.
Yes, Jack is a better character.
Jack is
So
awesome.
we move into episode 2 of season 3, and Din is off to freaking
Right. And
back
in this
to Tatooine. Back to Tatooine.
and in this opening scene, it doesn't take an entire episode. It takes 5 minutes to completely undo episode 1.
Yep.
Make
Yes.
it completely
Like,
irrelevant.
oh, I don't need the other droid. I have a droid for you right here that can do that. There you go.
R5D4.
Not only
Very
that, they
great.
discussed the part for him that he was hunting, and she's like, "You don't need that part. You just need this R5 guy, and I'll sell him to you on the cheap."
Right.
And off they go.
And that's it. And then we have
Okay.
to endure Din talking to Grogu about navigating by maps because Mandalorians have to know where they are. That way we're never lost.
Doesn't everybody need
That's
to know
fucking
where they're-
fantastic, Din. You're a fucking genius. It was
So,
it was
wait,
painful. This is the
so-
painful exposition episode.
So Pops, is this what you're talking about? The AI writing here that this is the key example of that?
It wasn't the scene per se. This is the scene. Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah, flying around and just looking around while Mandalorian just starts talking, explaining things. It's just like all of this generic
This is
filler
where
stuff.
we are.
Speaking of filler,
This is where we're going.
speaking of filler, we should probably go to our sponsor tonight. Our wonderful Mandalorian conversation is about therapy. Because as fans, if you're feeling disillusion and disappointment, know that you're not alone out there. If you don't feel acknowledged and respected, there's no need to suffer in silence. You can join a stream like this one so you don't feel like a disenfranchised fan.
Thank you, Pops.
Oh, Pops.
Yeah,
you're
it's
awesome.
so brutally bad. It was so brutally bad.
Fuck
I couldn't
off,
stand
Grogu.
shows.
Like that entire scene was just for Star Wars Rebels fans. That's it. That's all it was. It was just like, hey, we remember you guys from Rebels. Here you go. Bye.
And then they go into the atmosphere of Mandalore. Okay.
Well, that's a good point, Mando. This show is basically a badly written cartoon.
It is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gee,
Yeah, it's not as good as Clone Wars by a long shot.
which again even further proves my point. Who's in charge here? The guy who writes cartoons, not the guy who actually writes cinema and actual live action stuff. And you can tell it is
Yes.
painfully obvious.
Oh yeah, this hilarious part where he sends the R5 droid in and then pressurizes his helmet.
And then gets out. And
Oh
jumps-
yeah, love it all.
Like,
None
I
of
need
it
to
mattered.
test the atmosphere, you know, to
Why?
make sure it's not poisonous. But I can vacuum seal my helmet and just walk
No.
around in an anyway.
All right, hold
Ah!
on. Before we get to that crazy, for someone like Lady B who hasn't watched a minute, we have to go. Roman, do you happen to have a screenshot of the radar? Because there's literally like little blinking
Oh,
dots on a
I
classic
don't-
radar
I
screen,
don't have
and
the
it
radar.
literally. And for those of you at home, it literally is going,
Not yet, Vex.
Oh,
and then it
Not
stops.
yet.
I mean, it
No,
literally
Vex,
is
not
so bad. Yes. Back to the show. Sorry.
It's,
No. It's because there's a complete lack of logical sequence that happens here because most of these things don't need to happen at all. And that's the thing that drives your brain crazy while you're watching it. You're like, well, why the fuck is he doing that? He doesn't need to do that. Why is he going
just
here?
me, Vex.
Why did
It's
he get
coming.
the fucking droid? Why is he doing any of these things? Because they don't make sense. And that's what is no, we'll get to the fat joke soon, Vex. But that's what was so painful about all this, though, is he just goes there and R5 just kind of fucks around, and he comes across the Morlocks in the caves. Great. They serve. I mean, they have very little significance. He fights the Morlocks with the Dark Sabers.
Oh yeah, baby. I know what you guys are thinking. It's from a rap video, but no, it's from the caves of Mandalore right there. No.
Oh boy.
So he's back with the Dark Saber, and
he's having problems.
He can't swing it because it's about 75 pounds. It's a 75-pound club all of a sudden. Right. But you put it in the hands. You put it in the hands of Bo-Katan, and all of a sudden it's light as a feather.
They never really explain that either. I know that the
Joker explained it as headcanon.
It's a lot of head.
But the most important part about the Dark Saber is I don't give a fuck. So that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I care about.
It doesn't matter anyway. At the end of the season,
it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. So this is exposition scene 1, where they're walking through
this entire episode. Let's do this, and let's just insert someone else and do the exact same scene.
So we're searching for the waters. And blah 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 blah.
It's good to see Baby Yoda's either got an upgrade. They put a light on it.
And thank God he keeps putting Baby Yoda in all these dangerous positions. He's a really loving, caring father.
I mean, if he was going to do that, put blasters on it and like a bubble dome.
Let him go, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But the thing is, remember when we get to flying fucking lizard creature episode, and the armor says it's too fucking dangerous to bring Grogu along.
Yeah, Grogu's been there, man.
Bitch, have you missed the entire fucking series?
Well, we're supposed to believe she knows what she's doing, and she fights off people with a pair of tongs.
That drives me
and a hammer.
Fucking insane.
Well, the hammer, I'm okay with the hammer, but the tongs is my favorite. She's grabbing some of them like by the collar, and I'm like, okay, that's a little too much.
She's fighting people with blasters, and she has a hammer and tongs.
Yeah. We don't pick the blasters
up. Like, well, I'm going to throw the drill master out there. He has a brush and he has his tongs. Surely he'll be able to fight them off.
Yeah, she's smacking people with spatulas and stuff in the background, and no one's hearing it. No one's paying attention.
Yeah, there's probably people at Disney that wanted that to be a sickle, but they just couldn't get away with it.
That's a really good line. That's a very underrated comment, just so we're clear.
So he finds old Mando helmet from dead Mando from the Purge of Mandalore. And it's a trap. It's a trap. Which is...
Oh, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
And then he gets taken by Creature. I don't know what it is.
We know nothing. We learn nothing. It's a little blip just for plot convenience. It's just there, and we learn nothing about it. Like, I wanted to know what is it? Where did it come from? How did it get there? What the hell is it?
Right. Is it like a guy or an alien that lived on the planet? And the only way it could survive was to get anything. What is it? Is it just like a little tiny creature behind a big magnifying?
Yeah, well, I think it was something along General Grievous's lines where...
Yes, that's exactly right. That's what I got. I got heavy General Grievous vibes.
Or like the little thing from Men in Black where the guy dies and the face pops off and it's a little dude inside.
It's a little dude inside, yeah. That's exactly what it was too, but it never got fully explored because we just leave it.
No, it was there. It was gone. It was fucking dead. Oh, God, there's the radar. I forgot, yes. So this is he's telling the droid because Mando, after he gets taken, Grogu finds him and he's like, "Hey, go get the freaking Bo-Katan lady so she can save me." Even though clearly I should be dead within the next 7 minutes, but fly halfway across the galaxy, it'll be fine. It's no big deal. And he's like, ooh, 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 like a fucking monkey, pointing at things, telling the droid what to do, and the droid does it. And Bo-Katan's sulking,
still sulking. Still sulking. Mandos don't sulk. We take vengeance. We take revenge.
I wish I had some chocolate.
Well, couldn't R5 have just radioed her?
That would be too convenient for the plot.
I know. Okay. I'm sorry. Maybe the atmosphere was blocking the signal, so they had to go up in the space.
All they had to do is go out of the atmosphere, radio, and go back down, right?
But then what
They
will
could.
Grogu? But what would Grogu do?
Play
The
with
same
like
thing
a
he fucking did.
yo-yo or a bug or something.
You go play with it.
Pokemons like, the hell are you doing? Oh, wait.
What I love about this is that we learn that later on, Moff Gideon orders the bombing of her castle. And why did we wait for her to go to Mandalore to bomb the castle? And why didn't we take both of them out when they were both on Mandalore at the same time? How do we have a secret Imperial base with no kind of radar whatsoever?
Yeah, they didn't know that any ship had landed on Mandalore, and it doesn't look like. I mean, there's not like a lot of area on Mandalore.
Effing base in Mandalore. They didn't know they were there.
Yeah, so they have all this shit going on. These two motherfuckers, they walk past the forge. I mean, she sees, oh, that was the Grand Forge, blah 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 blah. So you're in the city, which is close to where the fucking base is, and.
And none of the Imperials had scouts out, saw that they were there,
right,
or anything.
No.
None of the flying fucks in the Beskar armor are out on patrol now. There are no patrols on this planet, clearly.
I've seen better writing from a stick of butter.
They were probably having a mandatory fun day, and they were all playing cornhole or something.
They may have been getting their
cornhole.
Their transgender training. It may have been that.
Yes, so that's it. They were in their DEI training classroom for 6 weeks.
There you go.
We all had to do it, kids. So then she
and then
shows
they
up.
walk right where Mando was walking before.
Oh,
yes.
So wait, I came back just in the last scene. And like I said, just repeat the scene. Just insert someone else.
Yes.
The exact same.
Yes. It wasn't always like this. Before the bombings. Well, no shit, it wasn't like this before the fucking bombings, Bo-Katan. Thank you for letting us know that.
Okay, so now this would have been this exposition thing if there was just like a slight flash just from Bo's perspective, seeing how it is now, how it used to be, and now right back again.
Just a quick flashback. That would have been so cool for them to recreate what Mandalore used to look like instead of in cartoon version, because that's the only time we've ever seen Mandalore. It's in cartoons.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
And then, so she has this power shield thing. Couldn't that thing been a little bigger? It's like it's not big enough to block anything.
That's in canon, though.
No, her shield
is in canon.
Yeah, the tiny shields are in canon.
Discount store. She got it at Dollar General.
This is the Wish shield, the Wish version.
Okay, well,
so she gets down into the fucking thing.
Man. Look how she swings that sword, dude.
Subtle.
That's
that is
Dark
not fair. Subtle. That is not fair.
The Dark Saber now, she's like straight out of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Mandalorian. She's just swiping everything off that robot.
But again, that makes some sense because Bo used.
It makes no. See, here's the problem, dude. It makes sense to you. It doesn't make sense to your the majority of your audience.
Okay.
No, it does because they've been conditioned to think that women are better than everything.
Well, I said the majority are not modern. Well, it makes sense to the modern audience. It makes sense to modern audiences and sensibilities. Absolutely.
I get your point. Fair enough.
But that's exactly what I was talking about, Joker. Is if I have to do a bunch of research just to figure out why Bo-Katan is so skilled at the Darksaber, while it seems so heavy to him, and they never explain it for now. If they went
in the series, that is true.
If they went like 2-3 episodes deep and kind of explained it to the audience, then I might be down with it. But they don't even attempt to do that. But that would be that would be writing. And that's a little too much to ask for from these writers.
Well, it served its purpose.
And they had 2 years to do this. They had 2 years that Mando was supposed to be just kind of out there with the little green football between these seasons. That's the timeline. He couldn't have been training. He couldn't have learned how to use it in that time period. Clearly, he didn't. But the question goes back to why? Because inconvenient writing. He's a dude who gives a fuck. That's what it all goes back to. And then we get to exposition scene 3
again. We're again a flashback showing her, showing Bo as a young girl and having to do all this, having to do all this ceremony and stuff. This would have made this would have made this dump a lot. This would have made this exposition dump a lot better. Show, don't just tell.
But even then, she wouldn't have to explain it at all. You just fade right into the flashback.
Yeah, it could have been a narrative leading into the flashback. Leading and then fading, and then you have the flashback, and then you're out. But nope.
Because this is so weird because it's like the writers like to hear themselves talk on the page, and at the same time they don't want to put in any work either. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Right.
This part really pissed me off because
when Mando sank like a fucking
but here's why.
He's doing the oath and then goes whoop, and he just
right, and that's why it pisses me off is him taking that oath and their whole cultural thing was one thing that I thought was kind of cool if they handled it correctly, and it was like a big moment for him. He's going to redeem himself. He's going to be able to go back to the people that he belongs to from the first 2 episodes. He's going to have his honor back. But no, you can't give that to him. You have to have him fall in there like an idiot, and then of course Bo-Katan save him
twice.
Right. Well, but in this instance, so he's in the middle of doing the ceremony, and they're like, let's have him. Let's make him Fat Thor for a minute.
Gotcha.
But yet at the same time he's falling, and we've already seen from episodes from season 2. That Mandalorians can use their jetpacks in water.
He took it off, I think.
Oh, that's right, he did. You're right.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
Look, let's not pretend that jetpacks have any fucking rules in this show.
Yeah.
Dude.
As evidenced in episode 8.
Yeah, versus episode 4, where they chase after a dragon for about 20 seconds and call it and say, well, fuck it, that kid's dragon food now.
He says he's out of fuel, but the other guy can go into... He can literally go to fucking orbit.
Space!
Right?
Fucking space, bro!
Right? I was thinking that the whole time watching. I was like, wait a second. Is he going to run out of gas?
Wait. And then part 3 of this jetpack trilogy here, then they fight mid-air for about 30 minutes. None of them drop out of the skies like flies.
Right.
No.
Oh my God! It's a mythosaur! Oh my God! It's a mythosaur!
Okay.
I'm
cool.
like...
And then
just a smidge background on the mythosaur. Like the simple fact that one exists, like they're supposed to be extinct. They're supposed to, like, Mandalorians used to tame these mother effers, and like they
ride them.
Yes. Like when I say that the freaking first episode of the crocodile was like 2 Mandos should have taken them out. Mandos used to freaking tame these mother effers. They used to hunt them down for sport. Sorry, that's it.
Getting squished as they spin around. So she rescues him. She's riding up. She sees a mythosaur. Swell. It should have more meaning, but almost nothing had the deeper meaning. We understood what it was supposed to mean, but none of this really ever goes back as far as it should. It's all very much,
right, Jacob?
in there, right? Just like there and then gone, flash bang, and that's it. I also didn't know it was a sea creature. That's true.
It wasn't supposed to be.
It wasn't. Their land
never was.
Well, it is now. God damn it! Do not discuss the mythosaur's origins or its proper fucking.
He's just hanging out in a hot tub. That's all. He's having a hot mythosaur summer.
And then they pop out of the water. Mando coughs up some water, but then we see. I brought this thing up just so people could see that yes, indeed, the mythosaur is the
sigil of Mandalorians.
So,
I have it back behind me if you want to. Like I have a flag.
Yes.
Hence my name. Freaking heck.
But well, back when it was good.
And she's untamed.
My thought is that the first 2 seasons, you just count those as a little mini series. You're good to go. The problem with the first 2 seasons is is the same problem that Marvel had with Endgame. When Endgame came out, everybody left the theater and went, how the fuck are they going to top this? And they couldn't. And you see the problems that Marvel has now. They're trying to interconnect shows and movies together to keep eyeballs on Disney content.
Right.
And they're doing it with Star Wars now too, especially with Mandalorian. When you had Luke Skywalker come in and kick the shit out of droids for about 5 minutes. I mean, everybody lost their collective mind. I mean, even though the CGI wasn't up to snuff or anything, it was still a great scene to watch. Yeah, it was still cool to watch. And that's the problem, is that when those credits rolled, you went, well, how are they going to top that? And now you see the problems. And here's the even worse thing that's going on with The Mandalorian is that that whole team recognizes that The Mandalorian is the only property that is keeping Disney Star Wars afloat. And so they are dumping every single piece of Disney Star Wars content into this timeline now. And,
my freaking God, that whole background empire, like, we're redeemed, but we're not redeemed.
Order. Yeah, and the first order bullshit, or the first order bullshit.
Oh no, that's the next episode. This is episode 3.
Yeah. My God. So I thought when I first watched this episode, I thought this was the episode that jumped the shark, and I almost said it in my review. Almost said it. Thank God I waited till episode 6. But this one is almost just as bad.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen a TV show do, which was pretty much take out its main characters for the sake of a side plot that no one knows. No one gives a shit about this.
For fucking ever. You get the little bit in the beginning where they're on Mandalore, you know, they just popped out of the water. He takes his fucking water sample. They fly back to whatever her fucking moon is.
Which now we know because of episode 8 where these things came from. But at first I'm like,
but
where
they were on Mandalore. They were on Mandalore. They were on Mandalore.
Right.
The whole time.
So again,
where'd they follow them from?
And I'm like, these are short range fighters with no shields and no hyperdrive. There has to be a base or a capital ship somewhere. Where the fuck is it?
Yeah. God. The infuriating, there's so many infuriating things, is when we watched this the first time, we didn't know there was a base on Mandalore.
Right, exactly. So,
knowing there was a base on Mandalore and that Bo-Katan had a ship on Mandalore and that Din had a ship on Mandalore, and these motherfuckers were on Mandalore and nothing happened. This is one of those giants, with hind vision plot holes that is like, what the absolute fuck? Why are you going to Bo-Katan's fucking moon to blow them up? It doesn't make sense. You had them outnumbered, 100 to 1 on this on Mandalore, and yet you choose to engage them, a couple light years away on Bo-Katan's moon with her fucking empty castle, which is no threat at all. It doesn't make a fuck bit of sense. I'm in pain. I'm in pain.
And it's not
Roman's having a heart attack, everybody. We better stop.
And it's not even and this is not even a space battle. This is an in
atmosphere battle. Yeah. Yep.
Her helmet looks like a flux capacitor.
Dang it, I actually liked her helmet design before you said that.
I know.
And now
so
it's ruined.
So did I. Okay. Thanks, Copa.
Yeah, no.
So
it doesn't matter. This show's a piece of shit.
Right.
Yeah, they blow up Bo-Katan's castle, and then she and Mando go into fucking hyperspace.
Which again
they run away.
They bombed my home. Okay. Yeah, we all saw that.
The tale of brave Bo-Katan. Brave Bo-Katan. She ran away when the Imperial fighters came.
I didn't. I didn't.
So then we
dear God.
The real plot of this episode.
Give me cancer now.
God, Dr. Pershing.
20 minutes of this guy for nothing. He doesn't.
20. You're being way
20.
too generous.
Bro,
This was
that's a
30 or
40-minute
40.
plot.
yeah,
This-
it's
okay,
like 35.
Yeah.
This was
Hey, Placer.
this was a 52-minute episode, and it's about 40 minutes of this dumbass.
It's him and
Actually skips past like
and-
a lot of this
I don't
and
even know
just
what you
got towards
call
the
her.
end.
I call her Buff Girl G68.
yeah, whatever.
Dude,
And
she
Imperial
she squats more than 500, right?
what was
Right.
the purpose of this
Dude.
entire thing? You could have done.
Oh,
it in
you
5
mean
minutes.
you mean Captain? I should be dead. She should be
Yes.
dead. She was killed on the bridge at the finale of season 2, and I've heard so many folks say, she
No
was
way,
stunned.
dude.
No, there was no stunning going on because you don't see the blue circle and the sound that is match with stunning. She was killed.
No,
She was
dude.
killed. She was
it's
killed.
Buff-
She was killed.
It's Buff Girl G68. She flexed and bust right out of there, dude.
Is there
All right,
something
so-
about that actress that is like,
Manly?
She's a
Dude.
lesbian, which is fine.
Oh,
And
she is
Gina
far
Carano.
more
No,
than
she's-
just a lesbian. She's the lesbian.
well, that's
Man,
what I mean. Is there
yeah.
was some
Which
like
again, it's fine. That's fine, but this
clout
it's,
reason to keep her in this?
there was.
show.
Do you guys remember the meme that were going around at the time? Oh, I'm glad they replaced Gina Carano, who's a transphobe with a strong
so
lesbian character.
She looks like she should be running
I saw-
around going, "It is ma'am."
So I saw that meme and someone said, I bet Gina's just furious about this. And I'm like, I don't think she fucking cares.
I don't think she gave it a second thought.
No.
I don't
So
dislike
Dr.
the
So,
character,
let me-
it's just I don't see the point.
Yeah.
Hey, Pops.
I just wanted to make sure everyone in chat. So many of them have never seen any of the shows, and good on you. We've done it, so you didn't have to. Let me just point out this is the kind of the prelude to the entire explanation of how retarded the Republic really is, because they've created this amnesty program for all of these former Imperials. This guy is a genius scientist that was doing cloning, but they are allowed to basically just walk around, interact with one another, conspire with one another. There's no real police monitoring, tracking.
Yeah.
There's no it's just all just random Imperial people who are doing crazy stuff, coordinated by sneaky weaky little lady boss girl over there.
Yeah, you're also
It's
for-
just-
you're
I know I
forgetting-
used to be part of the Empire, but I'm better now. Look at me being better.
forgetting the most
Why don't you
important
like
part.
it?
biscuits? I brought you biscuits. You're my
And
best.
might I add,
Fucking
might I
biscuit.
add, and
Hate those
might I add
biscuits.
this. Might I
Yeah, you get travel
add this.
biscuits.
Okay, so this here, this is also KK's and Dave's attempt to undermine the legacy, because this is the beginning of the new republic, something that Luke, Han, Leia have fought to establish, and they look like they are, and they come. Oh my gosh! Fucking light up popsicles. Go
I
pop on.
wanted to throw
So-
something
so-
in my screen so bad.
So this is this is now showing them to be just as bad, if not worse, than the Empire.
Well, I bet his tasted like soy. So
Probably.
Can I just
She
point out
has a
that these
better
costumes?
defined jawline than he does. I just want to point that out. Her muscular features are more buff than his.
She looks like she
he's
snacks on cars for a living.
He's a weird little
This-
beta male.
This
And his
photo
whole-
image
Oh,
could be
okay.
right out of like a Tomorrowland ad from Disney World with like the knockoff cast members' costumes
Yes.
promoting this new icy that you can buy in the park. Like it's so cheesy, cheeky bad. And what's with his weird, like not Star Warsy sci-fi, like aviator, not quite aviator glasses? Like nothing reads of Star Wars. Like it's just so terrible to me.
These are my aviators, and they look better than his.
Yeah, indeed they do.
Well, and he gives this whole
this whole thing
explanation
is so
about why he went into
ridiculous.
cloning
Notice she's
because his
red.
mother had a heart defect, and if he'd just been able to clone a heart, if the technology had existed then she'd be alive today. No one gives a fuck, dude.
Well, he's a pretty incompetent cloner, because if we have that kind of technology in 2023 Earth where we can basically do some of that and get pretty freaking far, we think if we had space travel and droids that had like a drone in its helmet, we probably could clone a freaking heart in our bathroom. So retarded. It's so stupid. All of this is.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Death Watch, like almost completely took over Mandalore, or the planet of Mandalore before the Empire. Like,
Correct. Oh, and
But then we have our little throwback to THX
I skipped
1138.
straight past this.
Right,
I
exactly.
skipped past this whole scene.
The therapy session.
Copa, yes, you're right. But Copa, yeah, you're right. This is exactly.
So, do you like your job? Do you feel any animosity towards your coworkers?
This is a this is a little throw to Lucas fans, because this is all screaming THX 1138, but it's not that. This is just so
The whole
ridiculous.
time I was watching
we need
this,
to do new voiceover for this scene is what we need to do. Go back to that interrogation. We could do some fun voiceover for this, because there's no lips that have to be there. He never speaks. He does all the talking.
His mouth does not move.
I thought this was going to be like he had some kind of nefarious subplot, and this robot was going to dig it out of him or something.
Right.
And and they were going to people were going to come in and slap him in cuffs and take him away for interrogation.
Nope.
Nope.
No, nothing ever
No,
happened.
that's good writing. That what you're talking about. That's great writing. This is not that.
I mean, suspense or I was like, nah, this can't be the whole episode.
Oh, yes, it is.
But she gave me
This
biscuits.
is exactly.
But she gave me biscuits. She
Yes,
And
but
we
so-
talked about our fifis. We
Oh my
bonded
God.
over popsicles and fifis.
and biscuits.
And he touched the tallest mountain on the planet.
Right.
Yeah,
Or he
that's
tried to,
great.
and then a robot told him not to.
Then the robot said no.
I felt like I was watching a bad, and that's saying something bad.
I got through
Episode of-
several chapters of 1984 while this was on in the background at work.
This-
I'm just like, I'm gonna ignore this whole thing.
This
Well, and so
this was a bad episode of Andor, and that's saying something.
well, yeah, it was that same speed. Because I mean, at least in Mandalorian, you have action, generally speaking. Even if it's bad action, there's action. So he's all depressed after his fucking interview with his droid therapist, and he's mumble fucking around, and he meets up with strong female character again, and she
Captain
convinces
I should
him,
be dead.
"Hey, would you like to get back into cloning? We could just go to the forbidden area that we're not allowed to go." And he's like, "All right, I'll go."
No, I can't do that. I can't do that.
And then they get I don't have slides of the train, but the fucking train, the Terminator train.
Yeah, I just don't.
I
Where
skipped
they're-
over that, so I didn't see that.
It's not very important. So there's slow Terminator droids who don't catch them, and they jump off a bullet train going 1,000,000 miles an hour and land softly on some cushions.
No injuries. No injuries. All fun.
Well, clearly, Pops. I mean, duh, if you're jumping off a bullet train going 1,000,000 miles an hour, but you land on cushions, you're going to be fine.
Injuries to a
doesn't
string
even-
bean like this guy? Like,
He
of
doesn't-
course
doesn't
not.
scratch
He's able to
doesn't
land
scratch those
safely.
lenses.
Right, and then now let's
I hated
power
this
up,
whole scene so much.
and so let's power up a Star Destroyer.
No one will notice. Nobody's paying attention. It's completely absurd. You have
Again.
this giant, dangerous Imperial tech sitting unguarded on the thing. Well, there's a lock on it. Well, I'll just pick the lock. There's a lock on it. There's no patrols. There's
What's
no
even-
one here.
Now,
Even
okay,
funnier.
No,
What's even funnier is that he gets honeypotted by the buffest girl in the galaxy.
right now, I want now.
He likes me for who I am.
Okay, I just don't want to say this. You are a fledgling new government here, okay, and yet they have demilitarized themselves and taking all of this imperial tech that could be used to to defend you, and you're gonna strip it. And
Like,
your silly
Coruscant has
ideas
been around
and
for
junk it.
thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years. And most of that was with the Galactic Republic. But even like with the, 15, 20 years with the Empire, I forget how long the Empire was in
19.
control, like 20 years.
Nin-
Okay.
19.
Like, What? You mean you're gonna be a completely pacifistic? Like, you know what happens when you do that? And
Ask Mandalore.
So he grabs like a duffel bag full of shit, which I find ridiculous on its own for his cloning lab. Really? That's you couldn't get that shit
that's all you
anywhere
need.
else.
That's all you need.
It's just the duffel
It's a
bag full of
suitcase.
shit.
Yeah.
It's a suitcase.
And they leave, and then they get
On
picked
wheels.
up by the local authorities, and she reveals, "Oh, I'm actually a new
Double
Republic
secret
agent now."
probation
You are-
spy.
You are breaking the laws. I'm turning you in.
Ugh.
like, she just, that whole episode, like, just, if you put on your if you put your two brain cells together for like 2 seconds and you look at this, you go, huh, she's being super nice when we all know she's an evil bitch.
Mhm.
Wonder what she's gonna get out of this. I bet she's not gonna betray him. Oh
That-
no.
I don't have the Squidward. I wish I had that slide. I don't have the slide. So yeah, he gets thrown into a mind flare device, which was a torture device of the Empire.
Haha.
Hold on. We have to put a timeout in here too, because before we get to the torture advice, again, for everybody at home that didn't suffer through this, the New Republic is so incompetent that they are dismantling all the Empire tech and leaving planets that can't take care of themselves. So
Right.
the Carl Weathers Action Jackson planet needed Mandalorian as a cop because they don't have any infrastructure, no refurbished Star Destroyers, nothing to protect itself from mercenaries or pirates. And then later we learned the Epcot planet doesn't have any infrastructure and support mechanisms. So all of these Star Destroyer things and all this tech that's out there that we're leaving in some place for, girl boss to go steal a suitcase in could have been used to support and actually create the Republic that can do it stuff. Instead, we get like office cubicles full of bureaucrats. So just spoiler alert on where we're going, because we are really only going through a couple episodes here. We have a lot more to get to at some point.
Right. And again, this just makes the New Republic made by Leia, Luke, and Han look
this shit's the bad.
Right.
The Empire did nothing wrong.
You know what? At
this point, I have to agree.
Well,
They could build not one but 2 Death Stars right underneath the noses of the galaxy, and nobody takes notice. I'm going to roll with them for a little bit. They know what they're doing.
And actually, the Empire was just trying to stop a group of child trafficking religious zealots. So, I'm just saying.
Yeah, they're also guerrilla terrorists.
Yeah.
So anyway, he gets taken back. He gets a mind flare thrown on him. The guy who's supposed to be running it leaves the room, and she's
on low power, just to give him pretty thoughts, and then she cranks
which is
it
stupid.
to 11.
But then everybody leaves in the middle of a procedure, because that happens clearly, and then for reasons that don't make any sense at all, and you leave her there. In front of the knob that can zap him.
Yeah.
I just want to be there as his friend.
Wow, what a plot twist.
We never go back to this at all, and no one cares.
What a plot twist. I didn't see this coming
Mandalorian.
the entire time she was winking at the camera going, I'm the bad one.
But we do go back to the Mandalore temporary camp in the cave.
Cult.
Hey, hi, Mags.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Mags.
Yeah, this is the epilogue, as in, this show's titled The Mandalorian.
Yeah, so
we should talk about Mandalorians.
And they accept Bo-Katan as one of them as well. Okay, swell.
Because okay, now again, this makes no sense because she went into the living waters, blah 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 blah. She hasn't taken off her helmet, blah 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 blah. The Armorer hates Bo-Katan. Can't stand her because she blames Bo-Katan for the destruction of the Mandalore. I don't care how many rules you have followed. She would not be accepted into this cult. She would not.
She is a disgraced Mandalore. In Mandalorian culture, if you are disgraced, you are dead to everyone.
What?
Right.
There is
not dead.
no redemption.
Disney Star Wars dead.
You were dead.
Basically. Yes.
What if she took the swim and had one of the glowing lollipops?
Okay, that might change it.
Maybe.
And if she brought one for everyone too.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
depends
this is
on
my
what she-
favorite episode. I love episode 3.
This is your favorite episode.
Oh, this is my favorite one. Oh yeah, this
Turkey
is where we get
Dragon.
turkey dragons. We get
Yeah.
We
Backpack.
do.
we get
So
paintball.
We get
We get
jetpacks,
campfire songs.
child
the
endangerment.
Mandalorians
This has
are
got
back
episode's got
on
everything.
Dinosaur Beach, doing training once again.
Shooting water.
Because that's
Shooting
what
water.
they do.
Because shooting water.
Well, yeah, you shoot fire at water, duh. Din tells Grogu, stop fucking around and get over there and train, you little
Yeah.
fuck.
Okay,
And-
wait. Well, hold on. That right there, that little scene there, with the crabs. Cue.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a new guarantee. That is a new Funko Pop that is being made right now. So there you go.
You're
So-
probably right.
Cue
Yeah.
toys.
Shout out
Enjoy.
to Skyrim mud crabs, everybody.
Right? They're gonna take over everything, and we know it.
Oh, so now we're gonna have combat training.
So he just throws a little green football into combat training like it's fine. He can't even fucking talk, but he's gonna strap a wrist rocket on him and have
And-
him
This
fight
is the
the
way.
kid like it's fine.
And
This is
And-
the way.
and I'm sorry, but if I'm Ragnar, I'm like, okay, I am not gonna pick, wrist darts. I'm picking hand-to-hand combat. And
I want a
we'll have
club.
that little shit in the next week.
I thought it would have been funny if Grogu just went apeshit here and just force crushed Ragnar and the episode ended.
I gotta be honest. That would've been-
Here's the other thing about this whole series.
Christian's
Grogu
helmet
was
just-
training with Luke, but also he was trained by the Jedi Order for
Right,
many years.
right.
Even though yes, he is a baby, whatever, we get that. But
He's 50. He's 50.
he's 50 freaking
Yeah, he's
years
on a
old.
pension.
He was with the freaking Jedi for probably at least 40 of those freaking years. Nothing
probably-
stuck.
He was probably trained by Yoda at one point.
He's probably Yoda's kid. That's one of the theories out there, is that he's Yoda's kid, but we don't know for certain. But anyway,
He got down with Yaddle, and
yep, that's the theory. Yep. But like,
I don't know any Yaddle.
Okay, well, I want to point out that Copa's
Nice
plot
to see.
change
Yes.
would have been epic if he tried to used the
Crush
force on this
the
kid, but he
helmet.
can't control it,
Yeah.
and he just destroys this kid.
That
Oh
is
my god, that
true,
would have
yeah.
been so
that would
epic.
be great.
that's
Yeah.
part of the reason why people train Jedi young, is because if they get older and they don't have control over their force powers, they can just
Emotions.
kill people.
that's what I
That would've
wanted
been
to see
great.
out of Grogu. That would be the character growth where he can tap dark side powers, right? Because he can heal and do all this other crazy
Well,
shit.
Mhm.
And something
He
happens.
already has. Well, he already has tapped dark side powers in season 1 when he tried to force choke Cara Dune.
Right, but what I mean is he needs to really go all out with it. That would
Yeah.
have been a good wrap up where he's like force lightning people, he's all laughing and stuff, and it would have been more fun anyway.
Yeah, imagine that little
That's
fucker in
not
the
a
shadows, just his little eyes reflecting a little bit of light. It would have been a little terrifying to have him in there. Like you don't know which
Especially
way
'cause he
he's
coulda-
going.
Especially could you turn around and look at Mando like, what? What did I do? You told me to get
What
it.
was-
I got it.
He already
He's
eats
He's
other
dead. He's
people's
gone. Isn't
babies
that what I'm
without
supposed to?
any
Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? Yeah, he doesn't know what he did wrong.
And then all of a sudden he's the Martin Riggs to Mando's, Roger Murtaugh.
Freaking heck, bro. Like, it makes me so upset because, like, I think if they had done it right, Grogu could have been a freaking, like, amazing character in this series. Like, he basically is the
shouldn't
next
be
Yoda. He shouldn't be there, one, but like, he could. So much
He
unused
needed to be
potential.
able to either talk or read or do something like an R2D2 kind of
Yes.
thing. where
At
he
least be
babbles
able to
and
start
then-
talking.
What
Like, he-
needed to happen was they got split up again somehow, and Mando had to fight to get him back, and that would have made the last scene of him adopting Grogu that much more better
have
than them
impact.
just. Yeah, it
Yeah,
had some kind of impact. Like Mando had to fight for Grogu again.
No, and Copa, there was zero emotional leverage in any of this stuff. It was all just kind of it happens. You didn't really care
there's
what
no
happened.
there's no character growth for anybody. So Mando was the only one who ever wanted anything, and had to fight for it a little bit, and he
got
got it in episode 2.
I would argue that there's character regression with
Yes.
Mando.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely, and
Especially
okay,
with it starting to go back full circle as well.
right into here too. It started to happen right in here too.
Can we just admit that Mandalorian are not good caregivers to children at this point?
They're not.
Really.
Real estate,
Because-
real estate,
oh,
real
So
estate.
they're-
Because okay, and again,
location.
like we've said numerous times here, this is a warrior race. It is not only offense but defense too. To wear the scouts, to wear the early warning.
Yeah, it's almost like they had to relearn how to be warriors again.
Yes.
It's a
They know
thing.
this fucking thing is out there. It's
Because-
taken their children before.
Right.
They
And
should
the
have
thing-
already
the
had a
thing of it
whole
is,
party
it was-
go searching in the entire freaking planet to find this thing. But no, we had to have Bo-Katan because she's actually the one with 2 brain cells to rub together.
And the rub of it is that it was this scenario which made them realize that they needed scouts for when the New Order or the
Right.
The X-Wing shows up.
the X-wing shows up and they have scouts all of a sudden.
X-Wing pilot.
Yeah.
So for those of you
Yeah.
at home that don't understand what's just happened, is there's comments and dialogue that basically tells everyone at home that dragon attacks and stealing youth happen all the time.
This is
But the
common.
jetpacks don't have enough fuel, so we'll have to wait.
Yeah.
We don't even know where this thing is going. We can't track it. Bo-Katan just gets in her ship and she flies there and then she comes back. She doesn't do anything while she's there.
No.
She comes back.
No.
Because-
Oh.
because she could easily come
Just
back
shoot it down.
with that kid.
Yeah.
Well, she
Easily.
stated
Well,
that if she got too close to the nest, it would eat the kid. Is what she was
Okay.
afraid of.
No,
It's
it wouldn't.
implying- but
No,
that's
it didn't.
implying that-
No, it didn't.
That's so good. Yes,
But
the
that's
digestive
implying
tract
that
of
the
the
dra-
dragon comes into
that-
play.
But that implies that the dragon actually stopped at home, but it didn't because it shows up the next day when the Mandalorian are in the nest.
24 hours later.
About
And
to
the
feed her
kid was
kids.
in its stomach.
Timeline.
Yeah,
But
and the
problem
kid's
for
still alive.
Mando is
Ridiculous.
gullet. It was in
Yeah,
the gullet.
he's chilling in her throat.
It
I mean,
pukes it up
he would
like
have
a baby
suffocated-
bird, but it
Yep.
has no slime on him or anything like
Right.
that. He's completely fine.
That Beskar
Like-
is good. That Beskar is good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Beskar is fabulous, but why wasn't he given like a knife, a
Got it.
He
weapon,
doesn't have
something where he
Beskar
could have
on. He's
just
got a
gotten it out
helmet on.
and freaking
I-
just
I
stabbed
like
the
to-
thing?
I like to pretend he's shooting little paint pellets inside its throat.
Well, let's interrupt the program
Pew,
to go to a
Pew, pew.
PTSD Vietnam War segment for Baby Yoda.
So yeah,
Basically.
so
Oh, yeah.
what's
Oh,
going on?
God.
They put a team together to go rescue fucking
And
Paz
who's in
Vizcar's
charge?
kid.
And who's in charge?
Oh, Bo-Katan,
Bo-Katan.
Princess
clearly.
Oh, what is happening?
Ice cream truck.
Ice cream.
Okay, cool.
Wait,
I could break
so-
for ice cream.
Yeah,
does it have?
grab me some ice
Does it
cream.
have?
All
Does it
right,
have
got enough to share.
Does
Is
it
it the
have the
glowing
glowing
kind?
popsicles? Right,
Yes,
exactly.
exactly. Glowing
Ooh,
popsicles.
staying on brand with the callback
Oh.
right there.
Yeah.
Fuck. So the armorer decides that Grogu shouldn't go on this mission because it's too dangerous.
Why? Why? He has gone
Which
worse.
is inexplicable and has, again, contextually doesn't make any sense. So she just has him hanging out in the forge with her, and
Mhm.
she's banging away on Beskar plates,
Ding.
and little motherfucker has a flashback, a pointless flashback to Order
Q
66.
Which-
Q Rolling Stones paint it
And-
black.
And this is absolutely the dumbest thing because you bring in now it's revealed who rescued Grogu. It is
Who gives a
some.
fuck?
It is some well, it's not even that. It's some meaningless character that is.
Hey, that's
now,
Keller and Beck, buddy. I'm not going to have you talk.
That's
bad
Jar
about
Jar
Keller
Binks
and
you're
Beck.
talking to there.
Yeah,
and
that's
I will say that all the
Jar
time.
Jar.
Okay, it should have been. It should have been Jocasta Nu because that makes the most sense. But no, they bring this character in
Yeah,
who
rando
was-
motherfucker.
who was on a YouTube non-canon fan fiction game show just to bring in Ahmed Best.
That's Jar Jar Binks for those of you who know who that is.
Yeah, this is the Jar Jar Binks
this is the actor
person. Yes.
Yeah.
and the much maligned actor who
He
plays
keeps the
Jar
voice
Jar.
though, so he goes, "You should come with me."
Oh my god, that would have been so much better.
Oh my god! I think Jar Jar Binks should have been the one to rescue Grogu. That would make that like for a plot. Just like if you want to just throw something in left field and like confirm everyone's suspicions that Jar Jar had actual importance to this entire series, have him be the one to rescue Grogu. Like, give him a redemption arc.
Oh my god! I actually want to watch this revoiced now with the Jar Jar voice.
Yeah,
I can still have
go.
him there, but revoice it. So he rescues the little green motherfucker. He flies around, whatever.
We never see him again.
Which by the way, that was the slowest lightsaber usage I have ever seen.
Oh God.
I will admit that when he drops Baby Yoda off, I was expecting like one of those scenes like where, you know, when like Shrek, they throw like the shark and the Little Mermaid into the water and the shark eats it. Like I was waiting for like he gets killed like the very moment that he drops Baby Yoda off or something.
Bang.
Yeah, it was like the end of it. That was the
So now this is like another plot hole. We don't know what happened to this random Jedi that rescued Grogu. Yeah. Like we don't know how Grogu ended up with Moff Gideon. So of course this guy probably died. So he means nothing.
And the armor made Grogu a fucking plate that is bigger than his fucking body.
Flavor Flav, baby. Represent another reference. I'm jangling some keys right there for old pops. Flavor Flav, baby.
What is this?
Q-Toys.
What is he supposed to do with that?
You know what time it is.
Well, the worst part is
boy.
you never see it again. You never see it again.
No.
Not even in his little adoption scene.
No.
I would say he gets. I say he gets knighted or whatever about every 3 or 4 episodes in this show.
But he
just stands there and he gets knighted.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he could just collect his trophies, he'd have like the Flavor Flav medallion. He's got the sword from Epcot Center. I mean, he's rolling in the swag, man.
Yeah, he's got the keys to Florida now, and
this is
whoa.
This is just to sell toys.
No, Florida. Keep him out.
Hey, did he not survive a gator attack or not?
Well, you know,
he blew the rib meat out of a gator.
Boots. Got some gator boots on. What's going on?
But
you know he's pimping, dude. Look at that medallion he's got around his neck.
See, that's a 1/6 toy that I might buy if I can get a 1/6 Baby Yoda that's got the Flavor Flav medallion. He's got the sword from the Epcot Center. He's got some gator boots.
I thought Beskar was supposed to be light, but
it is.
Is it light?
It's light.
Okay, so that little
Beskar is supposed to be light. It's supposed to be the lightest, most
I already hate this episode. So this is fucking exposition. We're gonna go rescue the fucking kid at the fucking mountain who's still inside a fucking dragon. It's only been like fucking 10 hours. He's fine.
Right. Yeah, hold on. But first, we got to have a cookout.
Well, yeah,
we didn't get to the cookout
clearly.
yet.
So they arrive and it's getting dark. And
there we go.
Instead of going to rescue the kids,
Campfire
the greatest
song.
warrior race in the fucking universe is like, you hungry?
Yo, homie, their visors are tinted, dude. You think they can see out there right now?
In the dark?
No way. Not with those helmets on.
They don't have that kind of technology in their helmets.
No. We gotta have some beans, dude.
Right.
So the rest of the Mandalorians go off to eat by themselves in a hostile environment because that's a good fucking plan because they can't take off their fucking helmets.
Yeah.
Right. So
they let her sit by the fire because she's the girl boss.
Which leave you all scattered. Which in a military society, you would stay together.
This is why the whole never taking your effing helmet off makes no goddamn sense.
Zero. Except
gather
Pedro
around the
Pascal was never
campfire
on
and
set.
sing our
That's why you don't
campfire
take the helmet off.
song.
But
I actually read an article the other day about how he didn't want to pay him as a voice actor, but he didn't want it.
Yeah. Now this,
then you're wrong.
But this is why you keep your helmet on because it protects you from stomach acid.
Well, clearly, except for the rest of his fucking outfit, which has no Beskar on it. So they use their repelling devices attached to their fucking
which
The
does make
whipcords.
noise.
Well,
A
and
lot of
also
freaking noise.
They could have just recoiled the device so that it drew the cable
Right.
back, so they would just like shoot up the fucking mountain instead of like.
If you play any other game that has that kind of thing, it just pulls you up.
Look at this. The kid has no Beskar on at all. He has a
He's got the
cloth
helmets.
outfit on
just-
and a helmet.
The only thing
The tooth is the tooth that he's hanging from. Did it even scar his?
No, it
Probably
his leg?
not.
Nothing.
Would
We
not
got
have
nothing.
pierced his
Just sparked him
Mandalorian
up. He's
leg
completely
off.
dry. That's
Yeah,
a great
it
dragon,
needed
man.
to gently
dragon.
put. Maybe it thinks he's a baby bird.
No, he's like a worm that she's gonna feed to her baby birds.
Except he's been sitting in her freaking digestive tract forever.
Yeah, except
The
she
only thing that
she
might
hit
be
up the
left is his
casino the night
fucking head.
before.
Right? For at least 24 hours. This kid
Yes.
has just been
Yeah.
sitting there. Oh,
So they fly around.
now, okay.
We got Jurassic World.
Okay.
Yep.
I will. Okay. I will give it this. This is the one time where Mando got a hero moment because he is the one who grabbed who as the kid is falling to his death saves him. This is the only hero the moment Din has gotten the entire or ever will get this entire.
But it
See,
doesn't
Well,
get
the other thing,
acknowledged.
like from this moment forward, Bo-Katan is the only competent Mandalorian in this entire mother effing series. And I get that, yes, she has trained her entire life to be Queen of Mandalore, to be Mandalore, that she's got the training. Yeah, she's supposed to be, she's already led military campaigns for things. She is more qualified than anybody else. But still, they're Mandalorians. She shouldn't be the only competent person here.
Yeah,
that's
Well,
not true.
I wanna-
The armor is pretty competent with their hammer and tongs.
Yeah.
You shut
I
your
want to point
mouth,
out how
Shieldwall.
disappointed I am that in a galaxy far, far away, and obviously
A long time ago.
this far into the series, no one has some spray paint to match all these costumes up, man. This is freaking cosplay central. This is so ridiculous looking in these scenes.
Yes. Yeah, it's
Okay,
just kind of
what's this one guy in the back? Look behind the armor's right shoulder. This dude, he's got on like green, yellow, red, silver. He's got yellow leggings, a green a red tunic.
There was
I
a
don't know what-
there was a screenshot. There was a screenshot here
Uh-huh.
where one of the Mandalorians
Back to the head.
Oh, the back of the helmet was not there. Yeah.
I started screaming. I was like, "What? What? In a society where you can't see their face, you can see the
Yep.
back of their head, and it's fine."
You can't critique that one, Pops. That's a team Mandalorian.
And then we meet the new foundlings.
Oh,
the
fucking
baby
bird.
dragons.
Well, they also dismissed that Mando did fucking anything, that Din did anything, and it's Bo-Katan Kree. You have the highest honor. You have saved a fucking
Foundling.
foundling.
The
whatever the fuck he
Jarn's like, yeah, technically I did that.
He's like, I was right there. I fucking did that. Fuck you. But he didn't do that.
We have to get to the
It was
best
just
part
like,
of this
"Yes, you're
episode.
girl boss. We all bow to girl boss."
Words.
But wait, folks, there's more. This episode has more. I told you, I promised you everything. Get to it. Keep going. No,
So-
yeah, we got to side
This is
quest that
just-
nonsense
This
first.
is is absolutely and so how and what we see next. The first thing out of my mouth is just how.
Oh,
How?
I don't have the birds. I don't have the birds. Somehow.
You
I
don't have
What?
the birds.
I know.
What?
it's the best bird. I
Oh,
know.
come on.
That's it. I'm leaving. I'm out of here.
Also, the birds never come back in the entire rest of this season. We never
I
see
wish
them
the
again.
birds
Oh, no.
came back.
That's because they're children,
Mando.
and the
Mando.
Mandalorian just can't handle children.
That's the best scene in this whole
Mando.
episode.
I want
crammed
to
three
know
of
why
them
we
in
don't
one
have a
You never
screenshot.
really revisit. I mean,
And when they have the big
Yeah.
feast.
Yeah, where
I
are they?
noticed that too. The
Yeah.
big
They
get
feast, and you see
relocated
big
to
birds being
Mandalore?
on a spigot.
yeah, so they bring back the fucking dragon thing babies. They come out of Bo-Katan's ship like it's fucking fine. There's no room for these things in the ship.
No,
They would have
no.
eaten everybody on the ship, even if there was room for them. It's idiotic, and I'm sorry I don't have that slide. I'm a disappointment to myself and everyone else.
Oh.
And
Right,
then
Oh, I'm
right,
fine.
right.
I'm
Bobby,
not
you're
letting
right.
this go.
Bobby, you're exactly right. And she gets a pauldron, and this is like, oh, I've seen a the mythosaur. That's nice, dear.
yeah,
No,
it's a blow off.
I
She
really
blows
did.
that shit off. She does make her a new fucking plate that actually looks nice, but okay, swell. And that's kind of it.
Like she
That's the end
says,
of
she
the
saw the real life, the whole
I saw a
thing that the
fucking
Mandalorian culture is about. She's like, I saw a real one. Oh, okay, cool. I saw a mother effing real mythosaur, the thing that our whole culture is around. We have symbols about. Like I saw one. Oh, okay.
Oh, stop!
Sure,
No one's
sure you
believing
did,
you. Stop
honey.
with your lies.
When you choose to walk the way, you see many things. Fuck off.
Oh.
I almost had an aneurysm when she did that. I was like, you mean to tell me this religious zealot cult, when they have an opportunity to go see the biggest symbol of the religious zealot cult lives, it's like, oh, okay.
And I was, again, I watched these at work at my bar, and I wasn't supposed to drink on the job, but luckily there's no one there, and I bought myself like 3 shots, and oh dear, that was not enough to numb my brain.
Dear Lord. Oh fuck!
Thank you, Nas.
This episode is also terrible.
Because
it just makes no sense.
Is that Pops? Is that do you have that picture?
That's a turkey dragon babies. Turkey. We have to have turkey dragon babies. Oh yeah, they're there. We cannot not have turkey dragon babies.
So look at
the bottom right. Look at the bottom corner of the right. Look at that.
Oh,
that's the back of the dude's head.
Right there.
Look at how big these are, and they fit those in that ship.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Plus all the Mandos.
Remember the dinosaur show that was on Disney when we were kids? Like, baby
Yes.
slamming on its. Yeah, that. It's like that.
Not the mama.
Like that.
Not the mama.
Yes. I just want to make sure everybody at home gets your dose.
It's important. Thank you for bringing the.
Gotta love me. Gotta love me.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Not the mama, yeah.
I loved that. I loved that show. That show was great.
That's better than this.
Yes.
Well, nearly everything is. And then we jump into episode 5, The Pirate.
No.
This episode is so bad.
Okay.
Yeah, Sigmund's back, baby.
First off, I'm calling you. Don't hail me again. Bitch, you called me.
Right.
Pizza
call me
the
again.
Hut.
Wait, you called me.
Is this the one where they're discussing like city planning when it first
Yes,
starts?
Yes.
This is City Development 101, everybody.
I love it.
Why
Yeah.
don't we move
Jackson
the
Jackson
trade
versus
district
Sigmund the Sea
closer?
Monster.
Opening
Good
scene,
line.
interior, city planning.
Like they're playing
Day.
The Sims, and they're trying to figure out where to place the stuff in the house.
Okay, now this little there's this BS with Swamp Thing, and
Yes.
so but the scene right after the outpost base, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
Hold
Space
that
Vietnam?
thought for 1 sec, Joker.
Okay.
So Sigmund the Sea Monster is attacking Navarro with his ships, drives everybody out. They send a message to
The New Republic.
The New Republic, who doesn't really give a fuck. So it's
They're like, you didn't decide to join the New Republic, so we can't help you.
Fuck off.
So it's Carson Teva gets the message at this outpost. This
actually looks cool. This actually looks cool.
I thought it was really cool. I was like, oh, some Y-wings and X-wings. That's cool.
Yeah, this is Space
Dolphin
Danang.
base.
Right.
And actually, this looks like if you've ever been on debt somewhere shitty, this is what your debt looked like.
This is Quadraline.
Replace that with helicopters. Or,
There was also another Rebels key jangling moment here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, I have never seen so many writers or folks inject themselves physically into shows, because we get Dave Filoni, Deborah Chow is in this, and then I think Rick Famuyiwa is in this too. Oh, hi Zeb.
And then Zeb, yeah.
Yep.
He was there for no reason.
And
they get the message.
Now, at first I thought that it was just a Lasat, and then I watched the credits and it said Steve Bloom. I'm like, okay, That's them.
Yeah. So rebels again.
For no
So it's
reason.
rebels. For no reason.
They hardcore were like, hey rebels people, we see you. We got you twice.
I've never had camel milk. So he gets the message that Navarro is under attack. He talks to Zeb. They said, well, they're not going to let you do anything. He's like, well, they can't ignore me if I go there in person.
Yeah, they can.
All right, that's
because they did,
but whatever. So he goes to admin guy number 5, played by Tim
Meadows.
Tim Meadows.
And that look says it all, because that's how I kind of look when I'm watching these shows. Like,
he's like, well, I'm kind of busy right now. I don't give a fuck about some planet that's under attack by pirates who might be funded by the fucking ex-Empire. What the fuck? I have time for that bullshit.
And then
he has like a throat lozenge patch on his shirt. What is with the throat lozenge patch? What is this thing?
Oh my God.
What is that?
Terrible. What does that even mean?
I feel like that's a kindergartner made that and just stuck it on there.
Those were in the original Star Wars, because I used to think of that as a kid.
Right.
I was like, was he got a sore throat?
I would rather be in the Empire than the New Republic just because of the uniforms.
Yep.
Yeah, I always used to think
and then we
that
get
was
girl mean butch face lady. She's like, hi again.
Hi, remember me? I'm totally a good guy. I'm totally a good guy.
And well, that's what Navarro gets for not joining the New Republic.
Like, oh my gosh, they should have joined the New Republic because that's what they're supposed to do. And then the dude's like, that sounds very imperial of you. And then everyone's like, whoa, man. Why do you have to like hate on her like that? Like, bro, she was
don't be a racist, man.
She delights in killing people, and you're like, oh no, she's changed her ways.
She sounds really imperial right now.
So now we have Grief. So now we have Grief. Karga and the Israelites.
Yes,
wandering in the desert.
Yes, the 27 residents of Navarro are following Grief Karga.
Bro, that city is huge, and to only have this many freaking people. I'm like, how many? You could have gotten some extras to pay them like $2.
Well, Roman,
for the New Republic, help is on the way. Help is on the way.
Just to be fair, that is all the people that could fit in the volume that day.
Yeah, exactly.
When Moses was in Egypt's land, let my
is this where they're getting that
go.
article talking about the people in the town are supposed to be like analogous to Jews or something?
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yes.
But actually, no, is the Mandalorians are supposed to represent the Jews.
Well, don't tell Kanye. So now,
Pops. Wait,
Mando's. Yeah.
Pops.
I'm sorry. I shared something because I wanted to make sure we didn't. I mean, I know Copa and I definitely we railed on these kind of moments in our reviews, but I want to make sure everybody understood the quality of the show when they rented out this office space with these cubicles, and they really went all out with their set design, as you can see, by hanging things on a wall, and that was pretty much it. So just for anyone that worked on Halo, just there's hope for you, because shows like this give you some hope that set design is in your future. So I want to let everybody know this is the quality that we're working with.
Yeah, I see some items from Goodwill right here in the front.
No, I think they got that push pad with the buttons from Wish.
Oh yeah.
I think they just brought stuff in from home. They just told people to bring stuff in.
Yeah, bring in your lamp, and we'll kind of dress that up for a little bit.
And also, the old lady, garments from the 20s and the 30s. Make sure you wear that too with the collars. Yeah, the ones that look really weird. Yeah, bring those.
It's the former costumes from a Disneyland ride that was closed 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
American Sings.
Galaxy. What was that hotel that the Disney hotel? The Magic Disney hotel? The Space Hotel?
Yeah.
The Galaxy's the Star Cruiser.
The Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah, I mean, we could all go there right now for free, probably, or maybe we just we could live there. But yeah, it's like costumes left over from that because no one went, so they had some shit left over. So now we're back on random planet that the Mandalorians are squatting on, and So the fat pilot goes to this
place, and now because now they have lookouts now.
Yes. So the two lookouts question Blue. You can go home now. And what's his name?
Vizsla?
Tiva. Carson Tiva is the pilot.
Oh.
He goes he tracks down, he puts like a ping on fucking R5D4 and they find the super
R5 with him.
That's right.
Have you noticed that everybody has a tracking device in this show?
Yes.
So at the end of episode 8, Moff Gideon's tracking Mando and Grogu through the hallways. He's just watching them like it's Pac-Man.
And they have different colored dots. And they have different colored dots. One's red and one's green. So I guess
I don't know.
Got the green.
Yeah, Pops, did you get that Grogu is the green dot?
I had to pause for a minute and then went, oh, thank you. I was going to be confused for a minute, but now I see what you did there. I got it. Thank you, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh boy.
They probably spent $20,000 on that too.
Yep.
Just to make that dot green.
And and the CGI house had to work overtime for it.
Yep.
Hey, what color are we going to make Grogu on the dot thing?
Oh, there's a huge discussion.
We need to have a meeting about this.
We only have red. Oh wait,
we'll
that's
fix
not
that.
gonna work, huh?
Why don't we just make it?
It's gonna cost money, It's gonna cost a lot of money.
God,
we're going to have to pull people from She-Hulk to do this.
But it's so they question swing pilot. He tells him what's up. He's like, I knew you'd want to find your friend. And he also like, I know you guys are gonna, now the Mandalorians have been compromised, so they want to relocate off this piece of shit beach to another piece of shit beach. R5 is clearly not a threat because he has a fucking homing device in him. No big deal.
Yeah.
He's like,
I won't totally cool. Don't take your hammer to the thing that was tracking you down.
But nope, Mando, you get the hammer to talk. It's like some kind of weird fucking cult
So this
thing.
is the Lord of the Flies scene.
Yep.
But unlike Lord of the Flies, they don't kill the weakest one at the end. So Grogu lives on for another episode after this too.
Yep.
So Mando basically says, "Hey, this dude helped me out. I want to go fucking help him out." And he promised me a bit of land so that your kids don't have to get eaten by prehistoric fucking animals anymore.
Yeah, they can come. Yeah, you guys want to go torture frogs? Let's do it.
And Paz Vizsla gets up, and you think he's going to be counter, but he's like, "Hey, I know I had some fucking issues, but let's go." And everybody's like, "All right, we'll go." And that's it. I mean, there's really there's no emotional toll here. He doesn't fight him. There's no argument. There's no debate. He basically says, "Yeah, that's fine. Let's go." And then you get the Bo-Katan exposition, what she's going to do. They all load up into her fucking ship. She's girl bossing again. It's too bad. I think, did Grogu get to go on this mission? He should have. Then they do the Mando drop scene, though. And I actually like this.
This is the only time they actually looked like Mandalorians.
Yeah, the Call of Duty.
Before we get there, hold on. You can't skip the pirates. Go back to the pirates. They're shooting salacious rum. They got their bottles. Because they're pirates, right? Because they got to come out and
they're taking pop shots.
Taking pot shots at salacious crumbs that are in the tree. I mean, yes.
So bad. You know why I don't have those slides? Because I just fucking blotted them out from my brain, Pops.
See, this is the problem, Roman, is you got to put the extra bad stuff in there.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm a disappointment.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be all this good stuff.
It is. It's
we have to
these are the highlights.
We have to point out to the chat what was bad too.
You mean more?
Like my thought process through that.
They stole this Gorn map.
Ninja.
Like my whole process through that, like with these pirates, like you destroyed the planet, and now you want to go eat and have drinks there. You want to just hang out at the place you just decimated? Like,
it's because it's pointless.
They're doing
just
pirate
shooting
shit.
at things to shoot at them. It's like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It's the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Yeah,
except with space pirates.
And Baby Yoda does get to go because he's on Mando's lap.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, that's right, God. Yes.
Yes, he's on Mando's lap during a space battle attack plan. I
Yeah.
wish I mean, I don't know. I mean, I
atmosphere.
love you, Roman, but you're really missing some of the key elements of
I
how
know.
glorious this show is.
Like last episode, let's not put Grogu in danger because he's a youngling. Actually, let's put him in the cockpit of a plane that could
Put him in
possibly
battle.
He
die
can just
in a
ride
battle.
on my lap. He
Yeah.
rides on the lap. He's not even strapped in. He's just riding
No.
on his lap.
Hey, that's how
So-
people used to drive in the 50s.
Hey, baby.
It's
That's what we
fine.
do. It's how we roll.
So you get the Call of Duty scene, which is kind of cool. Except they get themselves boxed in. You know, for a great warrior race, they got fucking outflanked by.
By a few
Seven-
pirates.
They have
Right,
jetpacks. There's no way they should ever be outflanked.
There you go. There he is.
And then you get Grogu flying with Mando as he is.
Yeah, baby. That's where it is.
Like, but for real, like they have
That's going to be
jetpacks.
me next
They have
week.
like crazy cool things that they can use. Like what? Like you mean to tell me some like 5 or 6 different pirates have you pinned down in the open, and you just can't do anything when you have a bazooka?
And he told
And
he told Grogu, like, hang on, kid, like 5 times. And he's like, what else is he going to do?
Doing
You're going to
barrel
plaster him
rolls
against the
with a
window,
little
dude.
fucking- He just like. And the armor, of course, has to. So yeah, they get this
Yeah,
guy-
sorry, I'm leaving.
Yeah. He's just like, I'm out. Like, what happens to him? Does he go to the Empire?
Well, remember,
Does he just
he gets recalled to the capital ship.
Oh,
'cause it's
right,
under
right.
attack.
You know,
So
I have to
'cause
say,
he's
I have
go,
to say
go,
this
go.
about the. I have to say this about the pirates, though. They don't have any women in there, so they were pretty effective.
well, true.
Now,
Oh,
and
no,
again,
no, he already said fuck it. Yeah, he already said fuck it. I'm leaving. Oh God,
Now-
damn it. Sorry.
now again, deal with this.
Wait, we missed the tongs. We missed the tong fight. Holy crap, you're missing some of the best parts, Roman.
I don't-
The armor attacks the dude by grabbing him by his collar with her tongs.
They're
Right.
yeah,
I'm
but not only that,
there with a
not only
hammer.
that, she's swinging down like 100-pound hammer on people, and
Right.
and dudes are like 2 feet away, and they're just
Get
like,
wrecked.
I have no idea what's going on
Oh.
behind me. That
I,
sounds like a hell of a time, though.
Oh,
really
I
hope
hear,
that
you know,
shit
Johnny
doesn't
back
come
there
my way.
just crying and screaming, and I hear like a crunching noise, but I'm not going to worry about that.
Yeah, one
Yeah,
guy with a
there's
blaster
crunching,
can
there's
solve it.
bones breaking, there's dudes screaming all over the place, there's blood just getting sprayed across the walls, and they're just like, I'm not turning around. That sounds scary as fuck. I'm just gonna keep these Mandalorians
It's not
pinned down
happening,
over
it's not
here.
happening. It's not happening. It's not
Yeah,
happening.
so that's not happening behind me. And then he gets a tongs to the neck.
oh crap, it's
I
happening
feel
to
like-
me.
Oh
Well,
no,
yeah,
it's,
I feel like she was like a mom grabbing somebody by their ear and just pulling them like,
Here
come
she
here,
is.
sweetheart, and smacks them.
Now,
Here we
the-
go. I
now-
got it.
now-
I got it. I found it.
You got
There
it?
is.
Now,
Oh
now,
yeah, I have this whole thing on MP4, baby. I'm rolling. I'm
Oh,
rolling
see,
the
I
Mandalorian
don't have
footage.
actual video stuff. I have to.
Now, wouldn't
Oh,
this make more? Now,
I know
wouldn't
how to
this
play the
make more
game.
sense?
Look at that, baby. That's how you.
There
That's
we
how
go.
you rocking Star Wars Disney, baby. Grab the tongs. You can tell it once. That's so
Tongued him.
insane. Gave him the tongs.
A master warrior race, and she takes the dude down with some tongs.
She's like a teacher
Yep.
grabbing a student by the ear. Get over
Yep.
here.
Get over here.
Get
Oh.
over here.
Flip him
God,
over,
I was
that's-
just like, wait, she's
that's
like
how
a
she
mother about to
wins.
discipline a
That's how she
kid.
wins.
flip
That's
him
how
over.
they
That
beat
side's done.
The seven pirates that have them pinned down get taken out by a broad with a hammer and some tongs.
You know, it's a meat
Okay.
it's a meat tenderizer and some salad tongs because she just came out of the kitchen.
Oh, was she making sandwiches?
Maybe.
I don't think those are going to be sandwiches you want to eat, though.
You never know. You never know. You never know until you try, Mando. So then our
Okay,
Mando fucking
now-
takes out the engines on the ship, and then
Now,
our ship
but
explodes.
wouldn't it make more? But wouldn't it make more sense to build their fleet more and take this ship?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop!
Oh,
Stop
shut up,
with your
dude.
bullshit,
You have
Joker.
no screenshot of the pirate wheel. Oh my gosh.
I know. Look, man, I only have so much time in my fucking life.
Mikey.
Yeah, but I mean, the
We should just
pirate wheel
play
needs to
freaking
show up,
Copa-
bro.
The pirate wheel is just
Copa's video even. I mean, Copa's got
it.
it.
Yeah, I
The
don't
other
show
thing,
much,
too,
but at
in
least I
all
show a
of Star
pirate wheel in
Wars,
my video.
I've never seen
And he
a
talks
Star
to Smee.
Fighter that uses a wheel.
A wheel.
it was there.
Which-
Crap, I went
Wheel
past it.
is
Which-
Starfire.
It's a pirate ship. It has to have a wheel.
Yar.
Which basically means that this ship can only go left or right.
Yeah, there's no Z axis.
There we
It's just,
go. I knew I could find it. Hold on.
That's too logical, y'all. That's too logical. They can't do that.
It's fucking space.
He's a
They're
pirate,
space
baby.
pirates.
There it is, the wheel,
dear
baby.
God.
Swamp Thing on the wheel.
And I already talked about it, but the amount of fighters
makes my
that
day.
they were able to keep on the ship, and the first time you see the ship, it has a top thing with them. It's only room for about 4.
Right.
Mhm.
They must have shot down 12 of the things. So I don't know if they had like a base somewhere or what was going on.
No, they had writers that wrote convenient stuff.
Right. That
Don't-
didn't even know what was going on in the
Yeah.
previous episode.
Just
I
They're
just
like, oh
wanted to
yeah, you
be
see
in the
those
writer's
5
room.
fighters that left.
It's
We
a
actually need to triple that number. Like what? What do you
Critter.
mean? They
Is that a critter? Oh God, Ginger!
Oh,
I just
Lord.
want to be. I just want the audio to leak of the writer who goes, Why would he not have a pirate wheel? I don't understand why there's not a wheel. Like he's a pirate, right?
It's a pirate ship, of course.
Oh,
You're
You're right there.
fucking
You're right there, Jason. You're right, Jason. You're very good at this. You
The
got a
writer's
real
room
future
is
here at
just
Disney
really
Marvel.
a closet with a single computer in there.
right.
on AI and just go right.
Oh.
And
And
Yep,
so-
that's just the glorious space pirate ship that has a wheel just goes down because
And
of a couple of Mandalorians.
And he yells at a Star Wars SME. Smee. That is a freaking SME.
That's true. Oh, there is a Smee. I got him too. Hold on. There's Smee, baby.
I'll just the whole video here. So,
There he is, baby. Little Smee.
mother of
The
God.
best. So I just wanted. I'm sorry, Roman. I mean, I love you like a brother, but we can't sell this show short. We got to make sure we give people everything that we experience. We want to have as much of the experience as we can.
See, I
Oh,
tried
We
to
haven't even
spare
gotten
you
to
this,
episode
people.
6. Imagine
I
what's going to
tried
happen in episode
spare you
6.
this.
Oh God.
Roman is just trying to block this out for his own
I
sanity.
am.
No, he's focusing on all of the wrong elements, in my opinion.
I agree. I mean, this is supposed to be a cathartic moment, and yet Roman's holding back, and I'm supposed
Yeah,
to
he
get
is
all this
really.
shit out.
See,
But
and he
I don't
just
know what-
and
I
he
don't know
just
what you
steers
want
us
from me.
right into calamity. He just steers
Right.
right into
He
calamity,
never even,
and there's
yeah, he
great
never,
rejoicing.
but he never.
Oh.
What's even worse is that he never like tried to steer it into like the
No.
populace at all.
No.
Like he's
No.
like, oh,
He
I'll
steered-
better
Just-
dump.
just
Yeah,
crashes into a mountain behind everybody. Everything's fine.
But like 5
Yeah.
seconds before he was trying to shoot at the individuals like running around like little ants, he was trying to shoot at them, but no,
Yeah,
when I
deep down,
crash the
he's
ship,
a
it's gonna be in the
good-hearted
mountain.
pirate.
And there was great
Yay!
rejoicing. Yay! We all got
Yay.
land. And Carl Weathers, Action Jackson comes out.
Right.
Says, you all get land. And then it was nice.
That's basically what happened.
That's yeah.
That's why I love
no,
sound
no,
effects.
This is where
no, because now Bo-Katan has to be
Right.
handed over the keys to
Oh
Mandalore.
fuck! Oh,
well, no,
Right.
this is the way.
Yeah.
This is the real
Because-
way.
Right.
Because-
Lady Boss tells Princess Boss, this is the
Right.
new
Take
way.
off your helmet.
This is the new way because we're going
This
to
is
change
a
the
test.
rules.
Is it a trick? Is this a trick?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Right, because the script needs the plot to happen. So, you know, all that rules and lore that we had established in this.
Fuck these
now-
are- oh my god! I forgot about the end.
oh,
Yeah,
this is-
basically Armor's like, hey, Bo-Katan, because you're like super special princess lady, you don't have to wear your helmet.
you're the bestest ever.
And
Well,
everyone's
she's
just like, what the
fucking-
What
hell?
she says, the line is literally respect my station, take off your helmet.
Right.
Yeah,
bitch.
no, you're
Right.
that's
Look at that. Take off my helmet. This is the way. And they basically call it out when she walks out there without a helmet on. They're like, no, it's okay. She's special. And then we have another scene.
That's like a priest telling someone, hey, respect my station and reject God. It was just
Right.
so ridiculous.
Like is mother. She's Mandalore. Like I need y'all to understand. Like she is supposed to be the most powerful, most influential person in the entire society of Mandalorian culture. She is supposed to be the one. She says jump, and the Mandos are like, how high?
She walks in both worlds.
Yeah, she's the blade. She's the blade of Mandalorians.
And mind you, all of this is because Bo-Katan. Because the armorer once dismissed her claim of seeing a mythosaur. Now all of a sudden, okay, yeah, totally.
Yeah, bitch saw a mythosaur. Bitch is in charge.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it over, and I agree. You saw one. Never mind.
Take off that helmet.
Drop
the helmet, Bo.
Yeah.
And we get X-Wing guy. And X-Wing guy uses this is the cameo or the introduction of the drone helmet, right?
I love the droid, yes.
Yeah, but also like this
would have been really helpful. And he sees a fucking piece of Beskar on the side
from. That's a.
How exactly did he catch that piece of Beskar in a 4x4 screen?
Right.
Now, well, also like this is where we go ahead.
There we go. That was it.
This is where we. So this is the transport that was taking Moff Gideon to trial. Yes. Cara Dune has been killed off screen.
That was the point that I was about to make. Yeah, like this is how we know that Cara Dune is killed is because everyone besides Moff Gideon on this ship has been confirmed dead.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even know that she was dead. I didn't even put that together. I was too busy going, hey, this probe would have been good to have in any other Star Wars ever.
And I was just 2 episodes ago. Just 2 episodes ago. Not even just R2D2 or something else that would have actually mattered. No. Just a couple episodes. R5 would have had to go down to the freaking trench.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Do we ever see this thing used again?
Nope. Never again.
No. It's just so plot convenient.
Man,
dude.
It's like
it's all plot convenient. Every single episode outdoes the last one for plot convenience.
Yes.
I want these photos.
Yes, these are great.
Look, this is the beast one right here, baby. Full on pirate Sigmund, baby.
No pirate wheel though.
He's got some serious Swampthing vibes going
I know. Where's the pirate wheel?
Where's the pirate wheel? Which means pirate wheel wasn't in concept. That was on set. They're like, bring us a pirate wheel. We got to show how they steal the ship.
Notice that George gets his credit under Moss Man.
Based on.
That's so great. Good job, George.
Terrible. God, I hated that. But as much as I hated that, I hate the next.
It only gets worse.
Oh no!
It only gets worse, baby.
And this is dreadful.
Okay, so I'm gonna get my joke out of the way first. What episode 6 told me is Lizzo has as much acting talent as she has impulse control at a dessert buffet. The answer is none.
Accepted.
The simple fact that they had Lizzo and Jack Black on a mother effing Star Wars episode. And not only that, the dude, I can't remember his name right now because it escapes me, Back to the Future dude. Like
Christopher Lloyd. Doc Brown.
Like what? Like do we? This is just a joke.
There might be a droid uprising on the planet. I don't know.
I love democracy. I love democracy. And Count Dooku. Okay, dude, this was the Marxist overtones in this episode are ridiculous.
Yes.
The simple fact he's like, Count Dooku, but like, don't you that man should not be in your mouth. Yeah.
So the opening here.
Well, this is where we're introduced to the concept that a capital ship can be steered by just one person.
Right.
Okay, I can't stay for this. I have to bail out and get a nap. I can't.
Oh, you've got to for this one, dude. No, you have to do this.
I'm gonna have a nightmare. I can't do it. It's freaking. I just can't do it.
It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, Lady Bellfire. That was Lizzo and Jack Black. Yup.
We're not there yet.
Too much. This episode's like 2 more hours. There's every frame is just something to get.
Just a picture
we
from
can't
hell.
spend 2 hours. You're getting the speed version of the dissection because otherwise, I don't think regular people can handle that. I know I couldn't.
Oh my god, episode 6.
I didn't take this episode as like this is some kind of communist paradise or anything. You know why? Because the whole city would have been a ruin. if that was the case. It just would have been a bleak gray. The glass would have been destroyed.
How dare you, Shield? This is a direct democracy.
Oh yeah, that's right. So it'd be even worse because people just vote for whatever they wanted.
Exactly.
So the whole opening is useless. So you have
the love story.
The love story between the squid and the other squid.
What was the point of those two people?
Ultra big.
Oh yeah.
What is this? We don't even.
It's
that's hentai right there. That is hentai right
love.
there. That is some serious hentai stuff right there.
So
you know she stuck her tentacles in him, right? You know
no tentacles.
But the whole what? There was no other purpose for these two than to introduce the Mandalorian bounty hunters. Like you could have done that another way.
I understand now why Pops wants to leave because we're going to talk tentacle.
Like these two, oh my gosh, I love you. Please don't separate us. Our love was forbidden, but we're going to go through it anyway.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to hijack Roman, but if we're going to do it, it's worse than that, Roman. I'm sorry.
Oh
it's
God
worse.
damn it, Pops!
It's really that bad, folks. I just want you to understand why I don't think I can handle this.
Mother doesn't want us to get married, so I must go.
For those of you who haven't seen it,
Mando.
the Calamarian, there are two warring species. It's like bad Romeo and Juliet. So he's gone off with the tentacle lady, and the Mandalorians have tracked him down to capture him because they're doing bounty hunting again, and that's basically it. And then that's it. That's it for the scene. It goes away.
Do not gloss over this. Do not gloss over this. But I love you. But I love you. This was just a childish thing. Is that all? Is that all I am to you? I am just. Is that all this was? You know, I will always love you.
Like her tentacles.
And then she dismissed him.
Right.
And then she dismissed him. Make sure I got volumes off. Okay, volumes off. Oh yeah, we got a little dose there.
Yeah.
Oh, we get it, baby. All right.
Touch his face.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Nightmares. I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah, now he's got crabs.
That's right.
Oh, lordy.
We didn't need that. The whole episode could have just been the Mandalorians flying the ship like, hey, we have a bounty to collect. Oh, let's go collect this bounty first, and then just zoom out.
He's never going to wash his face again. He's just going to walk around with fish smell all over his face.
What? Like a fish?
Oh my God!
They all smell like fish. They're fucking fish people.
It's just there's no point. There's literally no point for that first 10 minutes of this whole episode. You can just cut it out and it's fine.
This didn't need to be there.
Always remember the smell of my octopus.
Oh God, Copa. Hey,
I think
if you can't see the ocean, if you can't see the ocean, don't order.
I think it was a huge missed opportunity. This could have been a same-sex relationship.
Wow.
Shieldwall, God damn it.
Wow, Shieldwall. Wow, you had to go there.
No, so this is more like a grooming relationship because he sounds very young and she sounds
like
very mature.
She's like 30.
But I love you. But I love you.
That's another thing the chat needs to know is that he has the voice of like a 15-year-old. His voice is always cracking, and she has like the voice of a premenopausal woman.
Cougar.
Who smoke? Anyway.
And everyone, all of her crewmates are just sitting there, just like, I'm not listening. I'm not watching. I don't want to be part of this. Leave me alone.
We go to Planet Epcot.
Right, Epcot Planet.
And there's Bo's driving.
And there's
because that's where the Mandalorians are, and she's trying to catch
in the
up
backseat
with her lost fleet. Somehow she knows they're here. I guess it's not a very well kept secret.
I was thinking this planet looked more like that Society If memes.
Okay,
I'm gonna drop one in the chat.
No, I'm just saying to the Walt Disney Company, if you actually made an experimental prototype city of tomorrow, you would not have lost Reedy Creek. I'm just saying.
And they got to get on the monorail.
Right, they're on the monorail.
Yes.
Por favor, mantengo. Yes.
I got a little bit of
And-
Logan's Run vibes from this. Just a
Oh
little.
yeah.
A little bit. And then they
They
go
wish.
to they walk into the room, and the first thing you see are these fucking just disgusting everything.
Do you like?
Okay,
Do
drop
you,
the society
Here,
if meme in the chat.
Yeah,
you
this.
Private chat.
do you
Yep,
like
there's Lizzo and
secretions?
Jack Black.
And do you like secretions? Sip sip.
Okay, you
disgusting.
guys can't say secretions and have me stick around. Oh my god, you guys are killing me.
Hey, Jack said it, not me. I'm just.
Yep. And
Look at
then
that. She could barely fit in this wide shot.
basically, oh god damn it.
Okay,
So
so
you get all your
Oh,
Go.
God.
What are
Fuck
they
yourself.
drinking out of that tube that's coming out of that big tank on
Secretions.
top?
Secretions.
Fake
Ears, whatever that is on his face. What is happening?
something
And-
bad. Something bad.
Now, and
they- Go ahead.
And the thing above them where they're drinking the secretions from, it looks like a member of the Spacing Guild.
I thought that too. I actually thought they did the
Of
Navigators.
the 86 Dune film.
Yep.
I think it's really progressive that they race swapped the Death Star for Lizzo.
Oh god damn it. That's it. We're done. We're done.
Oh no. Oh,
So
we're
Jack
walking
Black's
this.
face, when I saw Jack Black, that's the face I made. The face that he's making right now. I was like, the F is this?
Oh, we're doing this.
Yeah, so they
We're
want
doing
to.
this.
They want to.
Now, this is also the second time that this is the second time that they say direct democracy.
She
Close
wants
your
to hold
mouth,
that
Jack.
baby.
That's how dick skinning.
Hold that baby. Hold
Oh.
that baby. Yes.
Get in my belly! Get in my belly!
Yes. So you got Snaggletooth, Hammerhead in there.
Yeah.
And if the little fucker flips again. Jesus Christ.
He flips all the
So-
time.
That's all they got. That's all the puppeteers got.
Right.
And she carries him around, and they talk about their mission because
No,
they
they have a fucking droid
rogue
problem,
droids.
iRobot.
which again doesn't make a lot
Oh,
of
the
sense.
wacky droids. Aren't they so wacky? They do wacky things around the
Oh,
planet.
this is terrible. So this is where they meet Christopher Lloyd, though.
Yeah,
Yes,
they promised
he's the head of-
Christopher Lloyd pudding at the end of the day, so he
Oh,
came in
he's
and
the head of
acted
security.
for a little bit.
Oh, Marty.
Oh, we've got this fucking droid problem, and you've got to go talk to the goddamn Ugnuts.
Also, more
Um,
key jangling with the Clone Wars droids. Like,
Yeah.
Battle droids.
Roman does that voice so good.
Yeah, he does Christopher Lloyd so well.
Oh,
We're about the same age.
But what's oh well, we'll get to that part. But yeah, we get to the Ugnaughts who don't believe their droids are malfunctioning, but they have a list
They have a
of
lot of
malfunctioning
malfunctioning
droids.
droids.
And not only
And
that,
when
they have
I have
the
spoken.
roundabout location of where the next
next.
Where might
malfunctioning
this be
droid
going?
is going to happen. This is
I
some
have
brilliant
spoken.
writing, guys. Anybody who's looking to be a screenwriter, write this down right now. This
I
is
have spoken.
fantastic writing.
Correct.
I mean, it's layer upon layer.
I
Well,
have
they
spoken.
obviously work for the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Exactly.
So,
And then we get to
I
the
have
battle
spoken.
droids.
You have to just end
Um,
everything with "I have spoken,"
I have spoken.
and you're okay.
Oh,
I
It's
have
all
spoken.
okay.
That's right, because they wouldn't let Bo-Katan speak because she doesn't really speak Ugnaught, and she was being insulting to their culture. So Mando, who got to hang out with the pig man in season 1, knows how they do their thing. So he spoke to them in a manner which was less offensive to the pig people.
I have spoken.
Right.
And then they get back on a different monorail and they chit chat.
And then they go and see battle droids.
And then
I
Mando
fucking
has
hate battle droids. by
This
the way.
So-
I
this
can't-
could have
so
been straight
Mando
from
has
Clone Wars
the-
right here.
so
Battle
Mando has the galaxy brain plan of finding the next droid that's going to malfunction by kicking
Well, by-
the droids
Duh.
around like they're
Why did
yeah,
you not
Battle
do that,
droids.
dude?
by kicking the battle droids around like they're the audience watching this episode.
Right?
Exactly.
But also like the this kind of shenanigans was done in the Clone Wars. Like there were times
Right.
when the soldiers would like mess with the little droids and stuff like that. So that this was more key jangling for that. Like, hey, Clone Wars people, we didn't forget you either.
And
Hold on, and now we get the world's most boring foot chase.
Right.
known to man.
We'll get there in a second.
Which
I need
by
to
the
bring up
way,
a point, though.
just the battle droid who has never moved quickly at all of a sudden becomes Usain Bolt.
I am robot.
The other thing is when he's kicking him and stuff, that all that is they saw that on a video from Boston Dynamics when they're trying to kick over the new.
Kicking the.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Also, Mando conveniently doesn't have his jetpack on, but Bo does. Wouldn't the jetpack provide a bit of strategic advantage?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like Mando's like that droid should not be able to move like that because they didn't move like that in Clone Wars. 2, he should have had his jetpack because Mandalorians are a warrior society. They are always armed, always ready, always prepared.
He doesn't have it in the finale either, by the way.
Also true.
Yeah, he has to hijack one from somebody.
Wait, isn't that why they let them keep their weapons in the city to begin with?
Because they were hired individually, but
no, but it was because of part. I remember somewhere it says
part of
their religion.
Their religion.
It's a loophole for them. There's no weapons allowed in the city,
but they can't bring the other Mandalorians into the city either because they're a standing army. That doesn't make any sense. What doesn't make any sense.
Which they're not allowed to have. They're not allowed to have a standing army, so they have to hire privateers to be their defense. But since they hired privateers that are Mandalorian, which is part of their religion, so technically the Mandalorians should be able to go into the city.
Also, if you're getting rid of all the Imperial tech, why are there battle droids? You're getting
because the society would collapse without their droids wiping their butts for them.
Exactly, that's fucking stupid. It's just really bad.
Here's one of my favorite parts, other than Lizzo, the droid bar, which is exactly that.
They bar for a card on the battle droid to know that they were at the droid bar.
Yeah, it was called
like battle droid have a card?
The bar was called like nuts and bolts or something like that.
Yeah, did he have a matchbook with him too?
Yep.
It's the equivalent of the matchbook.
And then
I don't know where it is though.
And then they go in.
It's right there.
That's where she
picks
it.
Spark. It's like a spark chip or something they call it. And they
go
in.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
no idea. It doesn't fucking matter.
And they are talking to a Daft Punk.
Well, Roman, once a month a robot gets its period and they need to use a spark pad.
And that's it for Copa.
Wow.
This whole episode.
And then they go find the other person who is larger than Lizzo in this entire.
And has the butch haircut like me, but I look better in it.
This scene is so fucking bad. Why am I staying awake
for all this?
This scene is so bad.
Now?
They do like an autopsy on the droid. They pull the droid out of a fucking
autopsy,
like it's a people, and then
in the morgue,
fluid out of it, which
is in a drawer. It's in a.
They didn't do before. And in the fluid, they find fucking nanobots because no one looked for this stuff, and they have the signature of the fucking person who got them because nanobots are illegal.
Yeah, their name.
And it turns out that it's the dude. It's fucking Doc Brown. Oh, maybe I did order the nanobots. Count Dooku was a hero. You know,
he's got his hand over the Staples button.
Yeah,
the Space Madness button. Whatever you do, don't press this button.
It's gonna turn the droids. It doesn't actually terminate the droids.
So
the battle.
You could actively bump into that drawer, that button right there.
So if I hit this.
Oh
button,
God damn it!
So if I hit this. If I hit this button, okay, never mind. Just go.
We have to see.
Yeah, so we go back to them and they're playing fucking croquet with bugs. And
with roly polies, and
Grogu
uses the
force.
That's the force now, folks.
Croquet bug through the thing.
The force is now relegated to child's play.
Yes, and then they reprimand Doc Brown and send him off to some moon that no one gives a fuck about.
He gives
Count
a
Dooku
socialism. He gives a socialism speech.
Right.
Yes. And then they knight Grogu.
For what?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows why they knight Grogu.
They knight him with a sword that you get at the Renaissance Fair for $14.99.
Right. And also a key to the city.
And they get a key to the city, which its ass end looks like it's a little bottle of the Millennium Falcon cut in half and then extended. Yeah,
Right.
there it is.
There we go.
Yeah,
because
on
the props department has given up on the show a long time ago. Half of them are drinking.
The show, you know, if I'd known all this before, I don't know if I could have endured it as long as I did. Yeah, she knights the fucking
I
frog.
thought they weren't supposed to have weapons.
She's
Right,
banging that assistant.
And mind you, that is a repurposed.
There it is.
Repurposed stormtrooper armor.
That's a
Yes.
sword.
Yes.
That's a sword that you get in the mall right there.
But like,
Right.
but let's say this is a completely democratic,
Direct
Nobody
democratic thing where they've all voted for no
Nothing.
violence, no weapons are allowed anywhere, and they have a
Right.
sword.
It has
Ring
their
of power
society
right
has
there.
no meaning, Lady B. Their society has no meaning. And now they get to meet with the Mandalorians, which was the whole fucking point to coming to the stupid fucking planet.
Which is
go
really
to the
funny
Ren
because
Fair.
if you think about it, what happens if the Mandalorian just said, "I'm going to go meet with the other Mandalorians. What are you going to do to stop me?
You're going to stop? You have
Nothing.
no weapons.
How are you going to
Nothing.
fucking stop me?"
They're an independent planet. They're pacifistic.
These,
Like, what?
these
Brave New World.
Mandalorian are so low T. It's not even funny. Like
And why
none
are
of
the
these
Mandalorians-
You see them
Mandalorians.
playing ball, like they're throwing a ball
Why
back
are
and
they
forth.
hanging out in the field? What are they fucking doing with their lives?
Ren Fair,
This is-
baby. Ren Fair.
This
I
is
mean,
Red
this
Fair,
isn't even like a temporary base. This is your ships have landed on the fucking ground and you're fucking off. There's no any kind of remnants of anything even close to a societal bonds here.
They rule the park, man. They smoke cigarettes and they race for pinks sometimes. That's what they do.
And this section right here, besides
Oh,
the
God.
fact where she's given the dark saber,
Which again,
where
gullible. They're gullible as fuck.
right? But the thing is, this whole point was the only actual kind of Mandalorian thing where she's like, "Oh, you have a problem with me? Let's duke it out like Mandalorians." That's the whole that's how that they deal with things. Like, "Oh, you don't like how I rule? Well, you fight
They
me,
fight.
and we'll figure it out."
Spoiler
Yeah,
alert, Starbuck wins.
And then she takes
And
about
she lights up the
15
dark saber
15
like she
haymakers
fucking
to the face and still gets up and wins the
Right.
fight.
And Bryce Dallas Howard directed this, which she has done some of the best episodes. I would be embarrassed if I was her.
Well, like I said in my review, this matches with her being Ron Howard's daughter.
Right.
So
Right.
Ron
Right.
Howard was in a show called Happy Days where they jump the
Right.
shark. That's where you get the
Yes.
term.
Yes,
And
exactly.
once again, you have another Howard here, another generation of Howards jumping the shark with
Yes.
episode 6. This is where we don't return from anything remotely close to Star Wars. It's
Right.
over.
So-
This is where I call it dead.
Subtle deviancy.
Okay.
Listen, if I suffer, you have to suffer. I'm going to bed now, and I have no idea how I'm going to sleep after suffering through episode 6.
I'm sorry. What was
Now-
It's incredible. It's
now-
absolutely incredible. I
No.
love you all for suffering this way. You all owe
No.
me. This is terrible.
As
I'm
Copa
sorry,
said,
Bob.
now-
This is my
Suffer
fault.
too. What are you
This is my
talking
fault.
about?
now-
You did it in
my
one day.
fault.
You're mentally ill. Well, sorry,
Yes,
Untamed. You're just something's wrong with you. You did it all in one day. That's just. I mean, I'm trying to get through some Yellowstone. At least I do. Binge something that's at least tolerable.
Yeah, there you
What did
go.
you drop in the private chat there, Copa? What is that?
Oh, that was me when we were talking about the Epcot planet. I said it looked like the Society If meme, and
Oh,
if you
okay.
pull it up, it looks just like the
I-
society. That's the concept right there.
Oh,
is
God.
the Society
Oh, God.
If meme.
Cancel. I don't know if I don't know how to share from the chat that doesn't make me leave the fucking thing.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm-
All right. Well, listen,
I don't
everyone-
know.
Take my word for it.
I'm
Right?
doing
I'm
it.
Yeah.
out.
I will
I'm
have
on
to
a-
say, like,
we're entering our
okay, so
we
I
have
was
to
going to say
kind of
this.
move
So-
through the next couple episodes here.
like
I was going
well,
to say
I will
this.
say the next few episodes, you get little
Two.
pieces of what Mandalorian culture is supposed to be, like just
two.
like itty bitty nuggets.
Now, as Copa here said that Episode 6 was the point where Star Wars is dead. It's over. It's done. I was still holding out some hope, but then Star Wars Celebration happened. We see Daisy Ridley come out on stage, and then we see the opening scene of this. And at this point, this is where I have lost all hope. I am done with this. This is
Star Wars, A No Hope.
I mean, I've been done with Star Wars for a while. I just watched this because why not?
This shit made no fucking sense.
Everybody, I am bailing out. I'm sorry, guys. I love you all, but that was a long time ago. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Pops. Before you jump off, what do you got coming up, buddy? Thank you for hanging out.
Oh, there's always stuff. Saturday morning cartoons. You guys love hanging out. Saturday morning cartoons, so that's always good stuff, right? Sunday is What Your Story Is with Matt, a common idiot. We talk about his journey on YouTube a little bit. Some different reviews, some new stuff tomorrow, things like that. So yeah, just YouTube /@Pops. Come hang out with me.
Right on. Well, thank you for being here, brother.
Hi, Pops.
Care, guys.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
Good night.
So I'm just gonna say, how is the New Republic allowing a Viper droid to just hang around?
How do you not know it's there? I mean, I guess you're that fuck up of a society that you don't realize.
Well, you have to understand them. The new Imperials, they have all the tracking devices. The New Republic does not.
Oh,
right. That must be it. Okay, you're right.
So
I forgot. I forgot because the New Republic that was built by Leia, Han, and Luke are incompetent.
Well, it doesn't exist. Right. That's the thing, is it doesn't exist. This is not that. This is an alternate reality version of that universe where Luke, Leia, and Han fucking failed, and you got this. Yep. So, diverse female comms officer goes to meet with fucking Imperial droid, who gives her communication from Moff Gideon.
Wow, shocker! She was a bad guy?
Moff Gideon's alive.
Also, this is comms. This is comms that are going through the air. Someone should pick this up, and no one picks this up.
Somebody should have
me insane. In Andor, they pick up stupid girl in a junkyard, sending Morse code to fucking Stellan Skarsgård. Right. You have a fucking robot with a goddamn hologram of Gideon and
Imperial comms being sent within the New Republic. Like, we're picking up Imperial comms. We should go look into that.
The difference between the competency of the Imperials in Andor and the incompetency of the New Republic here, it's light years. I was impressed in Andor with how competent the Imperials were.
And they were only around for 20 years. Like the Republic of before the Empire was around for thousands of years. So that infrastructure, they should have been like, okay, we'll just turn on all of the old Republic infrastructure and just use their old stuff. Let's do that.
No.
Oh, fuck no. So she tells him that the fucking Mandalorian clans are getting back together. He's like, fuck that. That can't be true. I'll take care of the Mandalorian problem. Okay, fine. I thought this was kind of cool looking. It was definitely fucking Phantom Menace.
How many of y'all thought that those people were robots beforehand? Because I thought they were robots before.
The previous iteration of Dark Trooper was robot.
Mm-hmm.
The ones
that was the third run. That was the third run. This went back to suits.
So we didn't know at this point what the fuck it was. It didn't really matter. But then he goes in and he's got the Shadow Council. And they're
dear God, and here it is. Here it is. This is just
And this is when they drop the giant shit bomb, because you have what's his fuck? The
Admiral Hux's dad?
Yes, Brendol Hux, who is Hux's fucking father. And they're they're just kind of just other randos from around the Empire here.
And they throw Thrawn's name around because that's another key jangling.
So I want to mention this. So they mentioned Thrawn, and the guy who mentions Thrawn is Captain Pelion, who was his right hand in the Zahn books. Okay, mind you, when Disney acquired Lucasfilm, they decanonized all that EU stuff, including Thrawn, saying it does not exist.
Yep, that's when I stopped liking Star Wars. Right then, when they said the EU is no longer canon, that's when I checked out of Star Wars. Right then and there.
Disney said we're going to do our stories. Well, your story sucked, so now we're going to cannibalize the EU and just pick stories of this and do whatnot.
They took it out back and shot it like an old mule, and now they're digging up the corpse.
Right? They're trying to zombify the corpse, say, hey, actually, this is our idea. It's like, no. We EU fans know what you're doing, and you're doing it badly. You just need to shoot Old Yeller or just leave it buried and do your own thing if you're going to do your own thing. Don't do this necromancer crap.
So this scene was comically 18 minutes long.
Which
it's one of the dumbest. This scene is drawn out for so long.
Right.
Like it could easily been the Viper droid comes down. They have a little chit chat. He goes in here and hey, we're totally fucked. I need backup. The end. Let's get out of here.
Yes,
let's break.
That's essentially what it comes down to. Where's Thrawn? Don't fucking know. I need resources. I need more interceptors, bombers, and I want 3 Praetorians.
Right. Instead we have like 16 minutes of a circle jerk.
Right. And Copa, did you notice that the space Yahtzees are very diverse?
Right.
Yes. They're very diverse. Well, first of all, you have Darth Gideon here.
Right.
Who's leading the circle jerk, and then you had like a black guy in there who is who's chilling now. Yeah, he's somewhere over there. You had an Asian lady. Hux is somewhere in there too now. Or is it Hux's dad? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's Hux's father.
So yeah, it's very diverse. I mean,
but the point of the scene, as long as it is that he wants resources. They say,
"Long live the Empire,"
and then long live the Empire. They go on with that for an unnecessary amount of time. And this
basically they're laying the foundations for the rise of the First Order.
Don't you mean heir to the Empire?
What?
And once again, so Navarro was attacked by pirates, and you would think they would have upgraded their defensive in the sky, but no, we're now being shocked by this giant capital ship.
Right.
And apparently
the only way you can tell difference.
You know what I love is the Mandalorians took about 15 years to paint the bottom of this thing.
Right. Yeah, 15 years of spray painting the bottom. That's what I thought too. I was like, who all spent their time spray painting the bottom of this mother effing Star Cruiser?
All right, Dave, Steve, you got Tuesday and Thursday painting the bottom of this thing. And Mary Winston and Esmeralda, you got Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we're all going to get this done.
And so now here we have the Death Watch, the remnants of Death Watch here, and the Night of the Owls, and they go meet the children of the Watch, and at first it's kind of standing off like, and then all of a sudden, Armor goes clang, clang, clang. It's time for a feast.
Yeah, there's much conflict in this between the two factions of the Mandalorian.
Which there should be, because they hate each other.
Yeah,
there should be. Hey guys, give me 1 second.
Give each other the stink eye for about 20 seconds.
Until someone says feast, and I'm like, what did they eat? Oh, remember the baby dragon birds from
the baby chickens? That's what they eat
from episode 4. That's what they're eating.
Right, because they never come back. You never see them again.
Well, that's what I said that should have happened to begin with. Was when they brought him off the ship, the next scene should have been all of them eating around, and all you saw was a baby chicken skull in the background and stuff. And
you just Old Yeller because they're struggling. How are they going to feed them? There are 3 giant creatures. How are they going to feed them when they are struggling themselves?
Now that you
they start feeding their own children to it.
Right.
Yes.
And now that you dimension it, I think one of the baby chicken skulls would have been a really good hood ornament for Bo's ship.
Oh yeah, that would have been perfect. And that's another thing I like about these drop ships is that they have defenses on there, and they have perfectly capable of attacking from the sky. Yet the only thing they do from the pirate attack forth is just drop Mandalorians into the area of
You
operations.
You have a
That's it.
freaking fleet, and all you can do is
Yeah.
dump individual Mandalorians here and there and sprinkle them around. No,
Yeah.
you have a freaking giant ship
You have a capital
full
ship. You have a capital ship.
and a
A
fleet
small
surrounding it.
A small capital ship, but a capital ship.
It looks like
Every
Baby
single one of
Grogu.
those Mandalorians should have manned a gun on that capital ship and just wrecked fools.
It looks like Baby Grogu travels in a fountain. That's what it looks like. He's just like hanging in a fountain.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, just press the button, water shoots out of me.
Oh,
Oh, that's a pretty good one too. How many Trans-DeLoreans are there?
I'd say at
Well,
least
no.
5.
Yeah, Bo's got a pretty strong jaw. So I'm going to say
well, I think her. Well, I mean, she's got the. She's got the best boob armor.
Booba.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's got the best booba, but it's probably a job.
Maybe.
Yeah, the armor is definitely Trans-DeLorean for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
What about
I mean,
just? Are we to the? What
I can't leave you fucking people alone for a minute.
What?
You don't even know what we're talking about.
Talking about
Mandalorian, I can still fucking hear you guys.
That was somebody in the chat that recommended
Yeah,
that
wasn't me
we
this time.
did
Don't listen to
nothing.
Steve Ransom. Are you guys out of your fucking minds?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's
God
been
damn it.
watching.
Yep. I
He's been
watched this in
watching too
one
much
day.
Event
Tell me I'm
Horizon.
not crazy.
Dear Lord. Yeah.
Now, okay, so they're going to do a scouting party on
this is stupid.
on
This is stupid. This is stupid.
Mandalore.
This is stupid.
because they need to find the Great Forge. Okay, hold on a second right there.
So obviously
Bo-Katan-
they use the R5 probe droid that pops out of its head, right?
Right. So Bo-Katan lived on Mandalore. She was part of the royal family.
Huh.
She ruled Mandalore. It was said in these scenes that Axe Woves and Casca Reeves were both on Mandalore during the night of a thousand tears. So you got three people who know where the Great Forge is.
Whatever.
It's probably somewhere very close to Sundari, their capital city.
Unless they
So all you have to I will give.
forgot about this.
I will give. Oh, I'll come back to that. So at some point, I will give some tectonic shifts because of the bombing runs. Okay, I'll give you that. Not full continents, not full continental shifts. This is just ridiculous. You know where the Great Forge is. There's no reason for a scouting party.
Right.
That's dumb.
I love the fact that they give this little ball snot a chance to talk now with yes and no
hated
buttons. This is so
with,
good.
With every
Krang.
fiber of my being, I hated it.
Krang.
As soon as
was-
he got into that fucking suit and started pressing buttons and talking,
if they were going to
It's
do
like
the yes or no thing,
Oh.
they should have just did a Stephen Hawking deal with it.
Right?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
But what I thought should have happened was they should have gave the IG-88 droid weapons and stuff, and then Grogu is
Because they're
thrown
going
his-
into combat.
Yeah, and then Grogu's
He's
just
wearing a combat droid. He should be able to go into combat and do combative things instead of it just being a freaking baby carriage.
No.
He's a-
No.
he's a
Yes.
child.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Fuck that
No.
scene.
No.
Oh.
He literally has
no.
buttons that says yes or no. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's what the
yes,
droid does.
yes.
And then he's supposed to. Then he just walks around so that Grogu can walk and have two fucking words. That's what the whole point of that was. Because you're wondering where the fuck was Grogu? I wasn't wondering that, but somebody might have been, and that's what the fuck they do with Grogu. So
So-
they get to man. Go ahead.
So they basically make Grogu. They make him Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, they should ask him questions.
Yeah,
Like magic.
so-
yeah, that's pretty accurate.
so he's Krang, and obviously Mando's Shredder,
Right, exactly.
and they're both now.
Bob and Rocksteady.
Yeah, they're just bopping around town while Bo-Katan actually does stuff.
Right.
So they're the comedic relief as Grogu's stealing fruit.
yeah.
If you all remember, so everybody in the chat, there's a scene where there's a scene where Grogu steals fruit and Mando is forced to pay for it. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
The Melu run. The Melus. Again, Rebels folks. Hey, Rebels folks.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Some more jangling of the keys for the Rebels, people. Can't we just have real Star Wars? Like, please.
Which, by the way, might I add, Rebels is the first property done by Disney for Star Wars.
Yep.
And they bring in Thrawn. Oh, they kind of sent the message right there.
Yeah, don't pay attention to what we said. Just pay attention to what we said.
Mm-hmm.
So they get to Mandalore, which was fine. They did something kind of stupid when they landed, though. They sent out.
So
they did their drop shit, and then they had her land. It's like
we're gonna drop.
Bo come to the fucking planet by herself just a little bit ago, and landing was not a big deal.
And we're gonna drop to secure the landing area that you're hovering right above.
It was stupid. It doesn't make there's zero tactical sense.
You freaking have a capital ship. You can literally blow up anything you decide.
So they don't have comms, though. Remember,
right?
But the capital ship could go below.
Well, it actually
wanted
could,
to
because it's proven that it can fly into the atmosphere. So okay, whatever. It's not fine. As soon as they hit the planet, they're like, "Look on the horizon. What is that?" And it's a big fucking
Lego
land ship.
Yeah. That's your new Lego
piloted
set.
by fucking.
Actually, it's a dinosaur first. Then they find the ship.
No! The dinosaur comes after. The dinosaur comes while they're on the ship.
Okay. Sorry, my bad.
Because that's the Deus Ex Monstera that sends them into the right direction.
Yeah, the one that they have to keep going towards when they see it coming out of the ground, yet they still keep going towards it. They don't defer or stop.
Hey, I think a fucking thing's coming out of the peak over there. Oh, really skinny Pete. That's funny.
Because
that is
let's go towards it. Because why not?
Because they're scouting. Because they're scouting to find the great. Because they're scouting to find the Great Forge where they know where it is.
So many stupid holes here, and like I said, that was Skinny Pete from Breaking Bad. He is a terrible actor. He wasn't a great actor in Breaking Bad either. But
the black guy.
No, the other dude, the white dude,
skinny guy.
The skinny guy. That's
okay. Yeah, because the black guy was in Top Gun Maverick. He was the admiral.
Warlock. He was the yeah. All right, so oh god.
An upgrade on the Stormtrooper armor that was already supposed to be like Mandalorian armor, and now they've just reverted it back to Mandalorian armor.
I love the fact that we're on a sailboat because
why?
They've just given up at this point.
Which, by the way, these guys have survived on Mandalore
20 years.
For how long?
For
20 years.
Not only that, we have a giant fleet that could just fly us anywhere. But let's get on your sailboat, whatever.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine because we can just send someone right back up there. Say, hey, these motherfuckers know where it is, and we can all fly there.
Right.
Hey, you know what's great when you're up in the air is no dinosaurs coming out from the ground could eat you.
Really, I had no idea.
Yeah. Right. So I don't have the slides because it's unimportant.
But you can't send someone. You can't send someone up to the fleet. There's not enough fuel in your jetpack. And you can't. And you
Is it there though? Is it there?
And you can't fly in space. You would die.
Not yet.
Right.
You don't have the episode 8 upgrade plot armor.
Their ship and makes them hide in caves, which are the secret place that get them into the place where the Great Forge is. It's so contrived and stupid that.
And then we also found out that these Mandos have that they somehow went back in time to Star Trek 2, the Wrath of Khan, and grab the planet making device, which now makes their entire planet green and habitable.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there. That's the next episode. You're combining.
Yep.
I can see how you can do that though, because it's such a muddled fucking mess at this point that Bo-Katan, she should be like
should be around there.
Roughly, yeah, like 65, at least 50. I mean, you see some wrinkles, but she looks really good for 50.
So
I'd do her.
I forget how old is
Stackoff?
yeah, she's younger than I
She's-
am.
She's in. I think she's
Which
in.
is-
69, dude.
Oh, stop it,
Hey.
Copa, stop it.
I'm sorry.
She just had a birthday, but I think she's in her 40s. She's not old. She's obviously not in her 60s yet.
Well, in the Clone Wars, she was at least an adult. And then in Rebels, she was an older adult.
Right.
And then this is like, what,
Later.
20 years after that?
I don't think it's that far after. Well, after Rebels, yes.
Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah. How old?
43.
43.
Okay.
Okay, but she's a chunk younger than me.
So she's like 20 years too young in this shot here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So in the tunnels, they're walking through the tunnels, that the dinosaur thing drove them into, and suddenly they're like in underground Mandalorian land. That's the Great Forge, the heart of our civilization. It's like,
Imagine that.
that's
Shocking.
a funny, convenient plot thing. And then they hear jetpacks. Huh? What could that possibly be? And it's these fucking guys. Who? Yeah.
So for any of you curious, the troopers, like the clone troopers, their designs were based off of Mandalorian armor.
Right.
And now these, many generations later, are reverting back.
But don't worry. So now the stormtroopers are shielded with Beskar armor, just like the Mandalorian. But don't worry about it because they can blast each other anyways, whenever convenient.
That's one of the things I don't understand. What the fuck good is Beskar? Because like Mando, Din, he seems, aside from ping, 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 relatively impervious to blaster shots.
Yeah.
And bow as well.
That's the idea of Beskar armor is to be impervious to blaster fire and lightsabers.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe in your little head cannon, but here it only works when we need it to. So
Right, of course.
Well,
Right.
Even as a kid,
Convenience.
I always wondered what was the point of the stormtrooper armor. It seemed like it didn't stop
Apparently none.
anything. Yeah.
no, yeah.
And now let's see, and interceptors, they dock like bats. Which how would you park that thing?
I don't know how
back up there.
The mechanism must come down, insert itself from behind, and then
go
that's
on.
naughty. That's naughty.
That's $4.99 on OnlyFans, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But only the
so the Dark Troopers do a tactical retreat, and then they of course pursue them but they're oblivious to the fact that they're clearly in Imperial hallways at this point.
Right.
As they're chasing the Dark Troopers.
And let's do a headlong charge. Let's just do a headlong charge.
Yeah,
You
see,
guys, you're
A
oblivious to
military
your
society. A
surroundings?
military society. We're just going to blindly charge.
It's like
but now,
fucking-
but see, this is where the plot holes of the majority of the season just come to play, because why didn't we kill Mando when he landed on the planet? Why didn't we kill Bo-Katan when she was chilling in her castle? Why didn't we kill her when she landed on the planet to help out Mando?
Yes.
Why didn't we steal Grogu at the time?
Yeah, it just stacks up.
I mean, I could go on and on, and I just don't want to bore the chat with it. It's just so crazy, like the sheer amount of plot holes.
And how long has this base been there? Why was Moff Gideon flying around in his little spaceship when we first saw him in the first 2 seasons? Why is he not on Mandalore just doing all of his things through this?
Mandalore?
Right. So at least now we know where those interceptors came from in episode 3. So that explains that. And then I get the stands who were like, see, this is how. And I'm like, convenient, huh?
And so as they're chasing them through, there's a blast door that separates most of the Mandalorians. Din and like a couple other dudes get trapped on the other side.
Yeah, Din's a flamer.
He's going full flame here, but he's outnumbered, and he gets
and then starts getting captured. And my first thought is, what? I'm like, cue the Force right here. Go Grogu.
The Force doesn't work through doors apparently anymore.
Right, because
I forgot about that.
Because now we have someone who, whenever Mando is threatened in any way, shape, or form, Grogu steps in and will use the Force and can throw stormtroopers around like they're.
Well, he's got to save up his Force powers for next episode. So,
okay. Gotcha.
So he's going to use his Force map powers to figure out a way around these blast doors.
Right, exactly. Right, exactly.
Mando.
And then who shows up?
But if
Darth Vader.
But if only
you wish it was Darth Vader.
Oh, it's Darth Fring.
But if only the Mandalorians had something that can cut through blast doors, gosh, that would really help them.
Don't worry. Plot convenient Alzheimer's attacks this entire episode.
Yeah, so Gus Fring shows up. Skinny Pete is trapped behind the blast door. So you have two characters from Breaking Bad, which is kind of funny.
And then the wheelchair guy shows up and starts tapping his.
Blows it all to hell.
He just blows it all to hell.
So Din gets dragged off for reasons that are unknown to anyone. He makes some arbitrary threats to
blah 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 blah.
Give me the fucking dark saber. Blah 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 blah.
Here's the best part.
In the meantime, she says "fuck off," and he's opening the blast doors. And this whole scene is just terrible. So she runs to the back and cuts a hole in the fucking wall so the other Mandalorians can escape while they're getting blasted.
Including Grogu.
Yeah, because he's not out there. Yeah, he's in there. Fast-moving Grogu in his IG-11 armor.
You mean the smallest hole she could possibly cut?
Yes.
Right. She was trying to make sure that fat DeLorean didn't
right.
So she couldn't. So she had to make sure. No, I'm sorry, Jon Favreau. Dave and Kathleen said you have to die in this episode.
Only female figures can get through this hole.
Which now we got Paz who says go. There are too many of them. I will hold them off as long as I can, and kills them all.
And kills them all.
Yeah.
So clearly he didn't need to die. Also, Moff Gideon. I have all the bad guys' names going through my head because his is the least important. He orders an attack on the capital ship while they have the element of surprise.
So Axe Wolves.
Reminder: the attack is with TIE fighters,
interceptors, right? The interceptors.
Yeah. And as we're going to see in the next episode, the TIE fighters bring down a capital ship.
Right.
A few TIE fighters bring down a capital ship capable of destroying entire cities.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, but yeah.
Now, so Axe Wolves heads off, and I'm like, how far can he get? He can't go into space. And there's a limited amount of fuel in your jetpacks.
Yeah. Oh, stop making sense.
As far
as not even 2 episodes, previously it's like, oh, our jetpacks run out of fuel. We can't make it across a planet, but you can go all the way into outer space through several layers of ozone.
And go fast enough for escape velocity, which the G's alone would crush you.
Ahead of TIE fighters.
It's fucking absurd.
Ahead of TIE fighters, right.
That take 2 episodes to freaking get launched.
Sorry, guys, have you ever done that? Well, then I would suggest you just stay quiet about things that you don't know about.
I guess. But do you know about it?
No, I don't. So that's why I'm not saying anything, because I'm pretty sure you can do it. I mean, with the right jetpack on.
Right.
The right jetpack.
If you upgrade your jetpack, Untamed Mando, maybe you could do this.
Dang it, my jetpack is just not good enough.
I know.
And you can pressurize your helmet to withstand the G's to get to escape.
Okay, so your fucking head is protected. What about the rest of you?
Okay.
Exactly.
That's a suit of fucking armor.
You are frozen and exploded. Not exploded.
Your fucking head will just be floating around in that fucking
This turns
helmet.
into Iron Man's problem, which is how'd you fix the freezing problem?
Right, exactly.
It doesn't work. It's stupid. It's a terrible plot. So Paz Vizsla kills off all the fucking Dark Troopers, and then 3 Praetorian kill him. That's it. And we're supposed to give a fuck about this, though, and we don't. We're supposed to care.
Well, those are supposed to be the royal guard of the Emperor,
Right.
who is supposed to be dead.
And now all of a sudden these weapons can pierce Beskar. Now,
Yes.
which I'm like, oh, okay. There is one explanation for this, but like Copa said, it requires you to do homework. The Empire through Sabine had some tech that could actually target Beskar and render it useless.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest problem is his gun overheated after he roasted everybody. He doesn't have a backup weapon.
He has his
No,
knife.
he's got that fucking knife.
If he would have had a pistol, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, man, he's a pig gunner, dude. Do you know many pig gunners with a 45 just strapped to the side of them? I don't think so.
Not really.
Yeah, he's just got his little vibro knife or whatever it is.
Right. And then gets stabbed
Yeah.
through the Beskar.
I would like him to have a rocket launcher though, like just strapped to his back, like the last ditch. Yeah.
Maybe if I don't know.
I mean, and that would be canon compliant.
Right.
Maybe
it would.
Maybe if he had a jetpack, he could just escape.
A jetpack. Oof.
You stupid jetpacks.
Not his fat ass. Maybe that's
It's not like he's been shown to have a jetpack and use the jetpack previously in any episodes before this.
Now, and this is where I get my is that for me it's almost confirmed because the one of the first images you see Bo with Grogu on her lap. Din is in the back seat. Doesn't even get to use his own ship. So that's a character that Jon Favreau created. Yep. And then Paz Vizsla, and then Paz, the character voiced by Jon Favreau, is killed off. This is that is not by accident.
So here we go. Everything picks up right. It's this is basically a long episode, part 7 and part
1 and
8.
2. They just chopped it in half.
Yeah, it's the return, which is and that's a kind of a stupid fucking name because it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Basically, it's just them foreshadowing that the Mandalorians return to Mandalore.
Right.
Oh, wait.
But do they? Because I have a lot of questions at the end of this episode that we need to address.
Let's not forget that. So they go up here to attack the ship, right? And he goes up to get the reinforcements.
Right, and so Axe has breached the atmosphere. And
with the jetpack,
but they pass each other on the way.
Right.
The fighters are coming up, and the dropships are going down. It's like, didn't anybody shoot at each other?
Wait, what? No one
literally fly the same
resembling radar. So he tells all the
and even if they were to pass and radar doesn't work, the one or two of these things would have hit each other head on.
The shot, they could literally see each other.
Right.
The fuck was that going down to the atmosphere?
I don't know, man.
That's not my mission.
Yeah, that's just full of guys who are going to kill our base. Don't worry about it.
Where'd he go? Where'd who go?
I don't know what you're seeing in those clouds, but it's not our mission, so keep going.
For reasons I can't begin to comprehend, Bo tells Axe to use the capital ship
as a decoy.
We need to beat them on the ground.
Bombardment.
That's
bombardment.
The capital ships were designed for bombardment. They were designed to go over the planet and just freaking bomb them and just be done with it. Like, but no, we're gonna let these little bitty TIE fighters buzz around and take down a capital ship.
I don't know what the fuck the TIE bomber is gonna do. That's not really their mission, but whatever. It's an infuriating scene tactically. In the meantime, on Mandalore, It's the magic cave where they grow
A secret
fruits.
garden. Guys, that's what you always wanted in a Mandalorian episode is the
I
secret
feel like
garden.
this is exact. Like if
This is where this-
if
this
any
is where-
scene was Disney, this was Disney. It's like, oh, the streaming lights onto the green garden. Where's Snow
Here's the
White
thing.
coming in?
Where
This
the
is where
fuck is that sunlight coming from?
I remember
There's
back
real
in
sunlight
episode
on the
2.
surface, yet somehow when you go to these subterranean caverns, there's fucking sunlight.
This
Right.
is
The
where
Genesis
this
cave.
is
You're right,
this is
Joker,
where
it's the
the,
Genesis
this
cave.
right. This is where they stole the. This is where they stole the. This is where they stole that device from Star Trek 2.
So apparently, Skinny Pete and his band of mercenaries have been growing fruits down here in the fucking caves.
Yeah,
which
I
they've been
see a
living
bunch of
off
fruits right now.
Hey,
Oh god damn it!
No.
Then
So,
Grogu
Deus
with
Ex-
his little cradle
Jin
crawling.
gets rescued by
Hey,
Grogu. again.
Deus Ex Machina just out of nowhere. Out
Where the
of
fuck did he
nowhere.
come from? Right?
Well, like I said in episode 7, he was saving his force powers to use the force map,
Right here.
Right.
and he's not only snuck around the blast door that no one else could get around, but as you could tell, he got away from the other Mandalorian who don't seem really concerned that the little baby inside the Krang suit is missing.
Right.
Let's be honest. Would anybody care about Grogu?
No, and that was the other point I was going to make is clearly they just do not care about this kid. They didn't
No.
care about the kid that got stolen by the dragon either.
They're
Also,
not good with children.
he's exposed. I'd have put a metal plate over the front of that.
Right.
No, they're waiting for him to get one in the head, dude. Just
Oh, yeah.
they're waiting
We
for
all
him
are.
to get JFK.
So he rescues Din again.
Who technically rescued himself, but then they had to have a reason for Grogu to do something.
Well, here's the other
so-
thing. When they captured him, right?
No,
they were like,
no,
take
no,
him to the
no.
briefing room. Like, don't put him in jail. Don't take him to the torture chamber. Let's take him to the briefing room. Well,
What I would like to be explained is
Okay,
why
but-
were we capturing him to begin with? Because when
Right.
we
No one
do
knows.
actually
Should've
get to
killed
the
him.
briefing
Exactly.
room, Gideon's trying to kill him.
Right.
Which is
so-
even weirder because then he tags out for the Praetorian to kill him.
well,
right,
to
which
be
is-
fair, if you've ever sat through some military briefings, it is kind of torture.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
so,
wait.
so-
Never
okay,
mind.
so
I understand.
okay, so just for that, it would have made much more sense for Moff to remove Din's helmet to humiliate
Yeah.
to publicly humiliate him and then cut his throat. That would have been the
So-
appropriate thing.
Right?
Nope.
We're just gonna drag
This
him
is
away so we
drag
can
him
have a chit chat.
Then
Because the
Axe
script
is
needed
just
the plot to happen.
is
He
fighting
wanted-
all the TIE fighters by himself, and doing a reasonable job, but not a great job. Because if he'd actually kept crew members on board, they probably could have defended the capital ship pretty well and taken out most of the
Right.
TIE fighters.
Maybe Moff just wanted to show Din his tracking device map, and it looks like Pac-Man.
It is.
He probably
impressive.
also wanted to show him his like super amazing clones of himself that apparently are
that's
supposed to have
true.
the
He was
Force,
like,
even though
"Hey."
you're not supposed to be able to do that with the Force.
What?
Well,
Inject it like it's
remember-
anabolic steroids into your clones?
Right?
Like, what are you talking
You can just
about?
inject the
Special
Force. That's why
Yeah.
he stole Grogu, was to make clones of himself that had the Force.
How is this not
I
a
guess he
Saturday
also-
morning cartoon villain plan? Like,
Yeah. I shall just make clones of myself and give them the Force.
and I injected the Force into them.
He also-
I had no
his
idea.
clones seem to grow at an accelerated rate. Because remember, in Clone Wars,
Well, I mean, they're
as much
black,
as I
dude.
hate those fucking movies. Really?
Well,
As
I'm just
much as I
saying,
hate
like,
those movies. The
got
clones
really good fast twitch muscles. I'm just saying.
grew, but I mean, it wasn't like this because these guys have only been stewing for not very long, as far as we know. But
I mean, at least
Dr.
5 years.
I mean, I don't know when Dr. Fuckface on Coruscant, was working on this shit for him. But that was on Navarro as well. So that was a separate cloning facility. I don't know. It's so many holes. Yes, you have the Dark Saber. The reinforcements have arrived.
Can
So the
someone?
drop ships. Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I was just going to ask a question about the cloning thing, and that is, what
Yeah,
happened
yeah.
to the cloning aliens from Attack of the Clones? on
Camino got destroyed.
Oh, okay. Cool.
In the at the end of the Clone Wars, or in the, or is it that was it in the Bad
Yes,
Batch?
it's
in the Bad Batch.
Well, in the Bad Batch, but basically towards the end
Yeah.
of the Clone Wars, when the Empire rises, they're like, we need to wipe out Camino and any of the clones because we realize that they're defective or something. I don't know.
Oh, word.
Right. It's stupid. It's not. Again, it's pretty fucking weak. But they're gone. The whole cloning world is gone. But you
It's
had
basically
to watch,
their excuse for why
watch,
stormtroopers suck.
Now,
yeah, because they're regular people now.
Now, I thought this part was kind of cool, but once again, the armorer is using her hammer and her tongs.
Yeah. No, the basic
In
idea here would have been cool, but yeah, she comes out with hammer and tongs. It's like fuck off.
And then
in
on
an
top of
aerial
that,
battle, this is your best option.
yeah. And I like how Bo-Katan, the first thing she grabbed was the Dark Saber.
Well,
It's
I
Again,
could
great
see
for
that
aerial
as
combat.
like a symbol of like, hey, charge! Everyone rally around her. She's got the dark saber, and so I was okay with that. And in this scene right here was one of those little rays of light that flickered for about a half second, where I was like, I can see the potential in this. How cool this would have been, And
yeah,
but
there were aspects of both this episode and the last one, Shieldwall, that had they been developed properly, could have been cool.
Now,
I agree.
Do you guys think?
Go ahead.
Do you guys think that it would have been cool if they stuck to the rule of the jetpacks not having that much fuel? So they're out here in this aerial combat, duking it out, and then everybody starts dropping like flies to the ground, and they have to do like a ground and pound. Yeah, they have to do a ground and pound while everybody else is chopping like flies around them too, and figure out the fight from there. I think that would have been
some actual tension to this.
Right.
There was no tension, though. You're right.
Basically, because I watch it, I'm like, okay, we all know that the good guys are gonna win, and it's gonna be like there was no real thought process for like a split second. Oh, the good guys might lose. It's like, no, we know they're gonna win. Oh, that was creepy. When that guy's eyes opened up, I was like, oh god.
Yeah, and I knew that was going to happen, and I was like, why?
And then Mando just dumps them all though, like turns.
Yeah, why?
The switch.
Why are they even remotely conscious in there?
No, that didn't make sense either. No, that was just for effect.
Because
but it doesn't make any sense.
GPT thought it would be a good idea.
Chat
in there.
GPT is always conscious.
It's fucking terrible. Oh god! So,
and then we've got the Imperial Guard
and throne room fight over again.
So fucking IG-11 armored dipshit gets separated from Din, and these guys chop the IG-11 up like it's cool. And then he fucking does Yoda flips everywhere.
That was the other thing that made me so freaking upset was Grogu was flipping, avoiding these. Like, why didn't he use the Force to freaking knock them? Like, he could have just knocked them across the wall like they were nothing.
No, and it was just an idiotic game of whack-a-mole.
As he was able to move them in just the previous scene, he was able to move them, but now all of a sudden he can't.
Not to blow the ending for everybody who's on the edge of their seat on figuring out how this whole season ends. But he also uses a force condom to stop 4,000 degrees of heat from burning up everybody that he loves.
What I was hoping would happen is that he would go Iron Giant in this. If anybody's seen that movie. So at the end, he gets all crazy and has all these weapons and stuff. And I was hoping that the IG-12 or whatever this chassis thing's called had a bunch of weapons on it, and it would start spinning around and knocking guys over and kicking.
Yeah, could you
cool if he just regained his memory for 5 seconds? Was like, oh, I'm gonna help Grogu.
Right.
Could you imagine him using a mixture of weapons and the Force all at once?
Instead, he jumps around
almost like the ending to Avatar where he's using all 4 elements at once.
Right, that would make sense because he's a Jedi.
Right.
Avatar. It's about 1,000,000 times better than this show.
Oh, Roman, 100%. Avatar: Last Airbender.
I think you'd like
it, not the movie.
Oh, Aang.
Yes.
Yeah, the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
The cartoon.
The movie's absolute dog shit. It's actually worse than this.
Yep.
Yeah, we should do a show on that too.
The movie?
Yeah.
Oh, haven't we suffered enough, Copa?
Apparently
so
not.
Frog fuckers jumping around. In the meantime, Din.
Stage 1 through 3 boss battle.
Right, level up.
Where he drops
ding,
weapons,
ding,
picks up new
ding,
weapons.
Ding, level up. Ding, ding, level up.
I
feel like I played this when I was playing Halo.
R5D4 is helping him along here. He's got his fucking droid cock in the hole.
Yeah, I was about to say, is anybody else done watching droids butt fuck
I know,
Imperial
right?
stations?
And they can just one droid, one unauthorized droid can just take over the whole fucking station.
What the fuck is going on? What's going on with these Imperial bases where they constantly are getting fucked over by an R2 droid or an R5 droid? Like you would think by now.
Yes.
You would think by now they would patch this fucking system. Can we get some IT specialists on these bases?
Right. Exactly, like literally, authorized use, something simple like that, right?
Like, oh hey, there's an R5 droid totally butt fucking this entire base right now. Can we stop it? Now, I really like this. So I call this guy Steve the Stormtrooper because not only does he hide behind a shield, laser shield, but when that comes down, he also has an extra shield because he's a pussy.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he's the pussy one. He's like, I'm going to need that extra shield.
Then he gets to the actual boss battle.
Well, the best part is that what is the point of that hallway? There's
right,
like open gaps that people fall in and just go into a bottomless pit. And they're standing there. There's no fucking railings anywhere.
Stand by this like 2 foot beam.
Have so many force fields that close together that you can see the end of the hall? It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Like Shieldwall with your defenses, like put your guys on a 2-foot beam over a 50-foot drop.
Yeah, that goes into smoke that you don't even know what's down there. It's probably Rancors or something.
Yeah, it's probably the trash compactor or something.
But then you get boss battle with Moff Gideon. Din's kind of getting his ass kicked, but then
Bo comes in. No!
Bo shows up. I've got it. And she literally says, "I've got this."
Well, let's back up just a second. Just a second to the hallway fight. And this is what I hate about Din is he's situationally a badass and then he's weak.
Right.
Like he beats the crap out of these guys.
6-8 dudes here.
Right. But he goes through them. He's like doing all kinds of cool like slide kicks and knocking them over and spin kicks and stuff. And then he can't fight like anything else in the whole season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just he's good when they want him to be and they need him to be, and he sucks when there's a woman around.
Okay, so the Mando. So I want to know if you notice if you notice the key jangling here on Gideon's helmet. Just raise those spikes up a little more, and it's Gar Saxon's helmet.
Yep, I noticed that. I also noticed on the armorer's helmet the little spikes, meaning that she was for Maul's faction of the Mandalorians. So.
Yep.
I also noticed that when Mando was going off on Moff here, he was shooting him with a blaster for about 5 minutes, and so was Moff shooting back at him. But then when she shows up, all of a sudden he's got like a spear and he's ready to rock against her Dark Saber. And I was thinking to myself, well, where was that spear, dude, when you're against Mando? Why didn't you just smack me around with that for a little bit? But once again, the writers are just like, okay, so he has a spear now. Yeah, so now he has a spear because he's got to go up against her. I'm just dumbfounded. Like the words just escape my brain.
There's a lot of things that look good, but when you look at their actual practical application in the show,
it makes no sense.
They come apart so fast. It's like things look neat. It's like, oh, this actually looks cool. It's fun to watch. But as soon as you try,
like a lot of the scenes throughout this season, they looked cool.
But my thought is that this is not even like first draft worthy type shit. Like I just don't understand it. The only thing that explains it to me is Chat GPT.
Right.
And that's the only
now the Dark Saber means nothing because he crushed it with his robotic hand.
Right.
Her hand should look like smashed white bread with
with jelly coming out. That's what it is.
Her hand is busted. And every
it's not
bone
like a little
is
bit busted. It's crushed.
Crushed. Right.
Like it ended up in the machine press crushed.
Right.
But
he's got like a hydraulic press for hands now. Which another thing that what I'm thinking as well is why did every time he punched Mando in the helmet or something, did he just not crush his skull in there?
Right. Because that sword hilt is also Beskar.
Right.
I mean, I'm
He
down.
shouldn't have been able to crush it. He should not have been able to crush it.
Right.
But look at her fingers would have been mush.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like all of these fingers would have been broken. Her knuckle,
But he should
everything.
But every blow to like Mando's joints should have hyperextended him at the least.
Right.
And then every time he was getting knocked in the helmet, he should have been bouncing back like 2, 3. Yeah.
Right.
The homie's got some
even-
CTE going on after this episode.
If he can crush if he can crush Beskar, Din's helmet should at least have a couple dents in it.
Right. If he can do that, then
Same for
This
Bo.
is a
Like
dumb-
her Beskar armor should have had dents in it, and then we get to the.
And that scene alone shows you that to the writers, the Dark Saber meant jack shit to them.
Right.
I should have
anything.
never.
Which is
They never
weird.
cared about it.
Which is weird because the Dark Saber is a Dave Filoni creation.
Mhm.
Right. Which means
It's a
he sat
Disney
there
era
and said,
creation.
guess what, guys? I don't even give a shit about it.
I think at some point it became problematic to them somehow. I don't know how, but it did. So they were like,
I think
we
it-
gotta get rid of it.
The way I see it being problematic is that the fact that they have to fight over it to the death, and I think that's how they wrote themselves in the corner because they realized that with Din having it, if Bo-Katan wanted it, she was going to have to fight him for the death. So one of them was going to have to die, or one of them was going to have to fall in line, which meant a female was going to have to fall in line behind Mando, which would make sense and is correct.
Correct.
Yeah, according to the culture of Mandalore, like he's supposed to be Mandalore. He has a full rightful claim to the throne of Mandalore.
Yeah, and instead he just hands it over and says, "I never cared about it. What I care about is you, baby doll."
Yeah, Din became Jon Snow.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? That is a great comparison, Joker. That is true. So Axe Wolves steers the capital ship into the base for reasons I can't begin to guess.
Why?
Exactly.
Again.
There's so many whys attached to
Just all the tech and resources in
you
there.
have a functional fucking base here.
Yeah, you've totally claimed an air base, and the first thing you want to do is kamikaze it. Like this doesn't make any tactical sense.
My brain exploded when this scene played out.
Yeah.
I don't even care that fucking Moff Gideon's standing there going Jesus Christ style into the fire. Don't care. Didn't care that Grogu saved fucking Din and Lady with his fucking Invisigirl Incredibles 2 scene.
Where were these force powers when he was being attacked by the Imperial Guards?
Exactly. You could do this. This is pretty massive, but no, you're just gonna get chased around like a fucking monkey in the.
This is the call. This is the call back to season 1. Oh, remember this? Remember.
He adopts a little fucker.
Oh, fuck off! Fuck off!
Let's back up for just a second. So Axe has got to fly the ship into the planet, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to ride the thing all the way to the end, and I thought he was going to ride it all the way in, but I was like, dude, once you get it set on course, you just bail out.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
No, he hung in there way longer
than
he should have.
That's because he didn't want to get back in the fight, just in case. He was like, I don't know, dude.
Okay,
it's kind of scary down there.
Okay, so Roman, so Roman, just hold it here for a second. I've had some discussions where folks were talking about how Gideon was such a great villain, I'm like he suffers from Kylo Ren syndrome. He has now been defeated not once, not twice, 3 times. This is an ineffective villain.
Yeah,
this is now a cartoon villain.
So
he has the advantages, and he fucks it away. He's not good at what he does.
So, Copa, could you explain how a bad guy who gets beaten so easily is not a good villain?
Probably because, well, first of all, he shows up episode 6? Like out of nowhere, he shows up again, right? So there's so you're not really on board with what his plans are, or what exactly he's doing, and then B, he's not really that much of an antagonist to these two until like the end, and even then you don't really understand why he wants Mando alive. So that was the confusing thing to me, was like when they captured it, I'm like, why are they capturing Mando? What do they want from him? And then like, is it Grogu that they always wanted? Like maybe they're trying to draw.
That was my what you locked Grogu away in the thing, and what?
Right, like, so I was like, maybe they're trying to draw Grogu in because they have the blast sword, but like he had a chance to get Grogu, but he never kills Mando, and then he tries to kill Grogu as well. So it doesn't even make sense. So none of his plans make sense to begin with. And then he's like super upset that his clones are dead, and it's like, well, fuck, dude. I mean, you could get more. Shut up.
Well, what was his motivation as well?
Yeah, what's your motivation?
Was he trying to move himself into the number 1 spot? Knowing that Thrawn is out there.
And plus knowing of Operation Necromancer.
Yep.
So that is obviously to revive. So that's obviously to bring back Palpatine. Mm-hmm. He wants to be Darth Vader. That's what he wants to be.
Yep, he's trying to make himself into Darth Vader, basically, because he wants to inject himself with the Force, and he's using Beskar armor.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. And like the whole bullshit of injecting yourself with the Force is some of the dumbest fucking tropes that I've ever seen. Yep. Someone trying to inject that breaks Star Wars.
Every single bit of Star Wars lore to the very core of its being.
Right.
That breaks it.
Because eventually you're going to have future Star Wars now where anybody can inject themselves.
Anybody can have the Force.
Anybody can have the Force. No one's special.
It's like the super soldier serum.
Right.
And then his obsession with the saber was because Darth Vader has a saber. I need a saber.
He can have a saber. He can just go buy one at the saber store. He didn't have to have that.
He could go to the Renaissance fair where Lizzo shops.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you got a magic sword.
Ultra sabers, they're you can
buy
online.
Okay, so now we're here where
fuck off.
Grogu is now Din Grogu because he's adopted by the Mandalorian.
Which the minute I heard that, I'm like, okay, so now we need to make new boxes for all the Grogu pops, because they had some labeled the child and then Grogu, and now because you have to have the whole set, so you got to have Din Grogu now.
And again, there is no emotional.
I still like my Grogu merch that someone else got for me, but I agree.
Right.
Well, he's not even Din Grogu. He was knighted, so he's Sir Din Grogu.
Right.
Sir Din Grogu. Yep.
Yeah. So that's the Funko Pop right
Lord
there.
Din Grogu. But there's no emotional. No one gives a fuck that he adopts him. I didn't care. It was like,
everyone already saw him as his kid anyway.
In season 1. In season 1, you were a clan of 2.
This show has a horrible track record of missing emotional beats that should be good.
Like none.
like
only
having
emotional-
Mando take off his helmet in that one episode so he could get past Imperial security. You see his face, he's doing all this stuff, and then in the same season, or maybe it's even the same episode, I can't remember, or the next episode, at the end, he finally takes off in front of Grogu. But we've already seen him with his helmet off 2 times before that. So there's no emotional impact for the audience.
Right. And
like I said, if they split him and Grogu up again on some kind of level,
yeah, that's right.
this scene would have probably made much more of an emotional impact than it does now. But
and then the armor, as soon as it's done, she's like, "All right, fuck off!
Bye.
You guys got to get off the planet
because we have to talk because we have to be ready for season 4, aka season 1 of the Bo Show."
No, it's the Woe Mandalorian.
Okay.
Season 1 of Woe Mandalorian.
I really loved Bo-Katan's character, and now like season 3 has made me just like
they fucked it up.
Right.
So this is the entire population of Mandalore here in this hall. I go back to Axe Wolves drops the capital ship into the base, which was fucking stupid. So what happened to the rest of those TIE fighters? What happened to the rest of the Dark Troopers who were just kind of scattered around?
See, that was another thing I wanted to bring up. Now that you mentioned the TIE fighters, when the TIE fighters were attacking the capital ship, why didn't they take the drop ships back up and protect the capital ship from the incoming TIE fighters?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
These are all good questions. Darth,
because that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Like what I would have done is I would have
sense.
I would have like if it was me, I would have been like, all right, Mandos, everyone get in those other little fighters and start fighting these TIE fighters that are coming after this capital ship while I take this capital ship below atmosphere and start bombarding their butts. But hey,
I like that, bombarding their butts. I'm using that for everything now.
Maybe this is all the Mandalorians that are left because that capital ship killed everybody else.
X-Wolves had an axe to grind.
I guess so, jeez.
Oh, God damn it. And so
and again, this is the final insult.
I wanted to throw my laptop across the way and just scream.
Hello, everybody. I'm your new sheriff, Gina Carano, a diaper pail.
Right.
Din and Grogu go back to Navarro to get his plot of land from fucking Apollo Creed. And
you missed. Oh
no, I did. I don't. Did I skip? I don't have. Why don't I have?
You forgot that Grogu was showing a little bit of the dark side too by torturing the frog.
God damn it! I'm missing somehow.
I don't think he was torturing the frog. I think he was just lifting it up.
Let me have my thing.
Oh, no, that's the very end. That's the very end. Is the frog scene. So in between here, though, Din goes and fucks off. He goes back to that base with the fat old rebel pilot. Says he's going to be basically a privateer for them.
And Dave in the background, and Dave, fuck all in the background again.
Dave Felony.
Yeah, that dude.
They see an IG-11 head up on the bar. It's with like old helmets and shit. And Din's like, "Hey, give me that fucking thing."
Subtle.
I thought I had these slides. I don't know why I don't have these slides.
Subtle. I would ruin Mandalorian season 4 by making it good. Sorry.
But so they rebuild the fucking robot because they needed that chip, and that's great. And now he is the new Marshal of Navarro. Taking the place of Cara Dune and shitting all over Gina Carano.
Gina Carano did nothing wrong.
No, the shirt says it.
Yeah, except for be so hot. How could
and this is the end. It's just them.
The only good thing about the show is this little house is kind of cute.
Yeah. I was thinking about. I was like, hey, that is a kind of nice piece of land.
Right.
Like
I was like, okay, Luke Skywalker.
They got some water. He's got a fucking frog. Din's finally got his feet kicked up. He's still wearing his helmet like an asshole, even though he's by himself.
And then they do the close in.
The who?
The
the
myopic. The myopic.
It's an iris. So the iris into Grogu, yeah. Which
like a
I've
cartoon.
never seen Star Wars ever do an iris.
Never.
The only transition
That's
I've
what
ever seen
cartoons
Star
do.
Wars do is wipes.
Yep.
Right.
Wipe transitions.
Yep.
So.
And that's the series.
Well, thank you for letting me relive this. For sure.
Sorry. Please forgive me.
Good God.
Well,
So it's a show that had a lot of potential.
Well, Copa, they still have they still have to wait for my review and your review to drop too. So
yeah, that's true. Mine drops Sunday. So
mine drops tomorrow morning.
Oh God.
Like this whole season could have been so good, and they
But they stepped all over their own dicks as far as plot points went.
My one positive,
go.
Positive for this entire season, finally giving the guys in the suit their props and putting them in the closing.
Yeah, I noticed that
credits.
Uh-huh.
Because this season it was pretty much exclusively Lateef Crowder, who was more Din Djarin than Pedro Pascal is.
Right.
Yeah, and also John Wayne's grandkid as well.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, so John Wayne's grandkid, you could tell when it's John Wayne's grandkid just by the way Mando walks. It looks just like John Wayne walking around.
Which I think that should be the person in the suit anyway, because like when I first when I think of a Mandalorian like in this scenario, I think of like space cowboys, Old West.
Exactly.
Mando's supposed to represent John Wayne.
And that's how it started. That's the way the thing began, and that was cool. And then we've gone back to that. I mean, like it's full circle back to season 1 now.
Well, I mean, and where we started this, you had a guy in the opening scene, the whipcord guy pull him through a door as it's closing, and it's like oh damn, that's that guy to this to a bitch.
Like I said, this is better if you just think of the Mandalorian as a 2-part miniseries, and that's it. The 2-season miniseries. It ends when Skywalker comes and picks up Grogu, and that's it.
And they go off into the sunset.
And they go off into the sunset. Mando goes bounty hunting some more. See, that's the thing is Disney has realized that Mandalorian is the only saving grace that they have for Star Wars, and so they're just going to pile in everything they want to do with the sequels and moving forward into the show. And the show is structurally not able to handle this stuff.
No, because it's simple. And
right.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be just a Western
with all
a wandering cowboy.
Bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, the Clint Eastwood movies. I mean, they were great because they were simple.
Or a Ronin type character, like a Kung Fu type.
So I'm going to ask before we sign off. Which series did you hate the most, or which series did you like the most? Maybe I guess you can give me either or. You had The Mandalorian as a whole, Boba Fett, Andor, and Kenobi. How do you rank that?
From best to worst?
I think Andor was probably the best out of all of that. Kenobi was lowest.
Agree. It was slow, but the writing was at least consistent.
Yes.
I wish my son he couldn't stay awake in any of the episodes. But
here's the thing about
was pretty.
Here's the thing about Andor though is that there's only been one season,
right?
And there's only been one season of Kenobi. Now those two head to head, I'm guessing Andor would overtake it by far. I haven't seen Andor because
it's boring. It's slow.
Right.
It is hard to.
I already know what happens with Andor, so what the hell?
I've at least seen the first episode of Andor, and that first episode is better than the entire season of Mandalorian. I'm sorry.
Well,
Right.
I'm a Mandalorian. Like, I love Mandalorian culture, and this, like, it pains me because this had every opportunity to be good. It should have been good. It was easy for them to make this good.
And yeah,
as Copa, as Copa said on another stream, with Andor being a slow burn. If you like slow burn in your sci-fi, watch Star Trek, not Star Wars.
Episode 8 of Andor, the last 10 minutes, has the better acting than any other show put together, all the other ones combined. The last 10 minutes of season 8 of Andor has more impactful, better acting than all the other stuff that they put out on D+ for Star Wars combined. I'll just say that. So yeah, Andor's my number one. Kenobi is the worst, just because
absolutely the worst.
It sucked.
The lore breaking
and what they did to my boy.
And all the lore breaking, canon breaking.
Oh, it was just yeah.
Well, they just made Kenobi so low T. Like the first time he runs into Darth Vader, he just runs away, and I was just like, "This is bullshit, dude."
Kenobi would not have run away.
There's no way.
He sure as hell would have been able to figure out a way around the laser fence.
Yeah, well, I didn't think we were going to go wacky with it, but yeah, he can't figure out how to walk around a laser fence. He's got to hack through it.
Hired goons can't catch a 9-year-old that runs like a toddler.
Oh, I fucking hated that kid.
Yeah,
but the girl who played her actually came out and said that
was dumb.
That it was all dumb.
Yeah.
Turns out she's based. Yep.
Yeah, it turns out she's based.
Then there was, like I said,
Boba Fett with the Power Rangers.
I fucking hated Boba Fett. Boba Fett and Kenobi, for me, I call Kenobi worse only because I really hated what they did to the character himself. But both series were fucking abominations. They were like bad.
I would say, I would definitely put Obi-Wan way below that, just because the damage it does to the canon and lore. I mean, there's no defense for that at all. I mean, it could look as great and do whatever and have a lot of great action and blah 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 blah. You destroyed canon. Canon. Sorry,
it didn't even have that though, Joker. It didn't even have great action.
No,
it had
it did.
Action. Even if you there's no good part to apply.
No,
it was just bad and
also like
bad.
There was no point in it not having great action because you have Darth Vader in his prime facing Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He never should have encountered Kenobi though.
That too.
Those two never should have met.
I can make that work. I can.
I just liked when Hayden Christensen showed up as a 41-year-old trying to play a 15-year-old. That was special.
Hello, fellow young Jedi.
That was great. That was great.
And then they throw Leia. What is she, 10? They throw her in this giant room full of wires and be like, "Fix this real quick."
I got this.
Yeah, she was like, "I can do anything. I'm a woman." At 10.
At 10.
All
right, let's wrap up this giant fucking shit show. Shieldwall, what do you got coming up,
therapist in the morning.
So
my piss in the morning.
First off, thanks for having me on. I'm recovering I still got a few stitches hanging out there in my tongue, so if I sounded a little wee-totted tonight, that's why.
Not more than usual, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for having me on. The chat was on fire tonight. Great stuff. Pops was awesome as always. So everybody had,
thanks to Pops.
No crazy takes or no hot takes, no lofty pixels takes on the show. I
wish I had a lofty pixels take on this one.
I thought it was the best show ever.
You got to remind me, Shieldball, when I put one of these things together, we need a contrarian.
Yeah, well, Lofty's great. He, I like other people's.
But he is the contrarian. AJ is also a contrarian. But
yes,
I was about to say AJ is here.
I like his stuff, and but on Sunday, if everything goes well, I'll be on comics and cosmetics because I like to get that other side of the story.
Oh, nice.
And so
Okay.
she invited me on, so I'll be on there.
Yep.
And I can't remember who else is supposed to be there, but we'll see. It'll be a good thing. I can't remember, we're talking about Star Trek or something, but it'll be fun. But yeah, thanks for having me on. I enjoy doing this. It was great. This show's not great.
Right on.
This show is great.
It was not great.
Mandalorian is, it's a poo-poo.
It's a voodoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The turd of the galactic
like
punch
Jacob
bowl.
said, it was written with pee-pee fingers.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that.
And crayon.
I bet
Crayon.
I'm positive
makes
that
you-
literally
who makes you
anybody on
cringe
this
more?
panel could have written a better script.
Yes, I agree with
yes.
that.
Yeah. And in chat. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Mando, what do you got coming up?
So this Saturday, I've got Literary Souls, and I'm going to do my review on 1984 because that's the book that I've been reading this week, and probably some other news and stuff because there's always like Lord of the Rings news and whatnot. And then this Sunday, I do a podcast with my friend Wicked Virtue. We call it Unplugged with Wicked and Mando at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then, of course, my streaming on Twitch and all of that good stuff. I watched this all in one day, and I was like, oh, there goes my sanity right out that window right there. Because
That's
like
just so much worse.
well, like, and I've told this to a few people, but my idea of what this show was supposed to be was Bo-Katan, the new Mandalorian, and Boba Fett were supposed to have a 3-way battle for the title of Mandalore, and they were supposed to all 3 work together to take over Mandalore. That was my idea. I was like, this should have happened.
They were supposed to have a. They were supposed to have a threesome.
That too.
As soon as she said it, I knew we were in trouble. It's like, oh no, man, no.
I was too busy typing in chat, otherwise I would have brought it up sooner.
But yeah, like it was supposed to be because Boba Fett, if you know canon, has a legitimate claim to the title of Mandalore. Bo-Katan also has a legitimate claim, and Din Djarin with the Dark Saber has a legitimate claim. All 3 of them should have battled it out for the title of Mandalore.
Scissoring. Lots
Yeah,
of
that too.
scissoring there.
Right on, Mando. Thank you. Joker voice. What do you got coming up, buddy?
Tomorrow morning, my review of this crap fest, and thank God it's finally at an end. And then 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on Lead Talk for Friday Night's Royal Rumble. I'll be there for the first hour, and then at 6 o'clock till whenever that's over, I will be with Potato Revan. We will be talking about James Gunn and his ideas and vision for the DCU.
Oh, right on. That's a lot. That sounds good. Soon to be Papa Copa. What do you got coming up?
Papa Copa. I kind of like this sound of that. Papa Copa. So you can follow me on Twitter and on here on YouTube, and you can find out where I'm going to be. I'm pretty sure I don't have another show coming up though. Maybe Saturday night if I'm feeling up for it, but don't know. I don't know with my crazy schedule these days with being a Papa pending.
Papa pending
just looming over. So but you can guarantee that I will have a Mando. If you haven't heard enough of my mouth talking about Mando and specifically episode 8, if you want to get the lowdown from me, that drops Sunday at 11:30, and then I will be on the regular Monday night show with Cannoli and the crew over there. We'll be reviewing True Lies.
Ooh, nice.
Well, you better
That is a
enjoy
fun
this
movie.
because once the baby comes,
you're fucked.
Yep,
I'm
exactly. Yeah, no, Roman knows.
You guys are instilling so much confidence in me right now. Yeah, that's great. Thanks. You're fucked.
Oh, it's so true.
Look, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I understand this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I leave a bowl of water out for this little baby, I can still stream and stuff like that, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
Totally.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Jail
Yeah.
You like that movie?
And I was trying
Copa's
to
going to
recruit
jail.
me to be the Manny, so I come in, I take care of the baby. You can do your streams.
Well, yeah, that's fine too. I mean, but you could do your streams too if you put out a bowl of water as well.
Right, exactly.
And the baby will just crawl back and forth. They crawl right away, right?
No, they
don't
know so much to learn.
Oh,
So
Hey, as long as you leave it well, you'll be good.
What was that, Shield?
dear God.
As long as you leave a banana out as well, you'll be good.
Yeah,
No, they
yeah.
don't,
So
Zach. No, they
right.
don't.
And
Just got that
watermelon.
covered.
Watermelon, that's important.
Watermelon and bananas. Yeah, I
Please
have
don't
that
give
covered
the baby
here.
fruit. So I am on. I have to say, probably with a lot of things, my life is a little complicated right now. With PJ Maybe and the UK crew over at Let's Talk Geeky on Saturday at noon. And then on Sunday, I am on with Wookie Be Bad. This will be my first time over there. So I'm looking forward to that. That is going to be at noon as well.
That's a lot of fun.
He's got a list of topics. We got some fun topics to talk about on that one. We are not, brace yourselves, we are not having a stream next Thursday. There will be no stream on the channel. I know.
Oh, because you'll be somewhere.
I am going to be in Vegas for the
Woot.
FNC meetup and get to meet a lot of my our glorious friends. I'm really looking forward to this trip. It should be a lot.
They're all good people. They're all good
That's
people.
great. That's great, man.
And the
That's gonna be a good
following
time.
week has a big question mark on it because I'm having
like the
construction started on my patio on the 1st of May, and I don't know how complicated that's going to be or how much time I'm going to be out there. We might just throw together a what the fuck stream and have at it. That's entirely possible. But as far as my ability to plan and put something together, although this week would not imply that I did that either. Next,
I mean, nothing burned down.
You put as much planning into this as they did into the Mandalorian show.
I know. Usually I do. Usually I try to present a lot more, but I just didn't. I've had a lot going on.
But your script for this show was much better put together.
Yep.
Exactly.
Thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
feel like this panel of people would probably made a season 3 way better than what it was.
Yes, almost without question. So I want to thank you guys for being here tonight, and thank you to Pops for bringing the toys earlier. That was a lot of fun. This was a hoot, and thank you to the chat who hung in there. You guys always throw gold out there. The polls. And to you, if you're watching this after the stream has occurred, thank you for checking it out. And make sure you leave comments because I want to hear what you guys have to think about all this crazy stuff. There are no hamster skeletons. Well, there's one hamster skeleton.
Yeah,
and I know where it is.
this.
And I know where he is. So,
well, according to this guy here, your entire basement is like lined with. That's like
he's got a hole.
One, I live in California. You know what that means? I don't have a fucking basement. We're in California. We're not allowed.
He made one. He's got a bunker.
I need one. The backyard.
He's got a skeleton bunker.
He doesn't have a Blair to Blair style bunker.
No, I do not. No, wow. This is it. This is all I have. You're with me in all that I have.
Yeah, that's what people with hamster skeletons always say.
Lord. So with that, God, I'm not even lined up to fucking exit the show today.
That's right. It's the Mandalorian season 3. Just cut it off. Just do whatever you want, dude. That's how it works.
Fucking free for all. This has been Roman of the Empire signing off. Thank you for hanging out with us. Be kind.